This meeting's being live streamed. Yes, sir.
Is Shume coming, do you know, or is he coming later?
I don't know. He hasn't said anything. I'm gonna record as well, just in case. All right. We are up.
Got it.
Keep the chat up. All right. Dude, yeah, I don't know about Shume. He hasn't really said much. I think it's Mother's Day, so I can't really fault him for not showing up because he's got, a wife and kids.
Oh,
I literally told my parents, like, hey, I forgot I had a live stream, even though we just booked it yesterday. I forgot I had a live stream today, 6:30. So we ate dinner and had dessert and freaking did gifts or whatever. And then I was like, sneak off to the dungeon.
Yeah, deuces. I'm outie.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got a couple people on, eh? We got a couple people. I don't know. We'll see how many get on a Sunday night. That's why I like doing them on Friday, Joe, because it's like come get a little degenty with the boys.
Yeah,
hard,
I mean, I
wanted to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do it Friday, but it was just my last day with my my family and hanging out, watching a bunch of watched that new movie on Netflix. It's called The Mothers something. It's new on Netflix, but has J-Lo in it, and she's pretty much like an assassin, like special agent or some shit, and her daughter gets taken, and so she goes like on a fucking killing spree rampage.
Sounds like a Joe movie.
Well, my parents want to watch it. I was like, J-Lo's in it.
You're like, okay, say less.
Yeah, J-Lo's in it. All right, I got you down. But
let's see. Let me get the thumbnail here. Where is it? Got like the After Dark thumbnail. Dude, I'm freaking. What's up?
I said I love how we changed it to After Dark.
Dude, I know it. I mean, it makes sense because it's, we don't stay on topic. We just go down rabbit holes.
Facts.
Is it this one? Yeah, that's that one. Freaking dude. So you're going JRTC freaking next Monday. Not this one, the next one.
Yeah, we're just doing like layouts and shit this weekend. And like,
Dude. You gonna wear your cries? You gonna bring your cries, bro?
No, dude, I can't bring anything.
Not allowed to bring cries?
I can't even wear my own kit, which I have been for the past year and a half. I have to wear the IOTV.
Dude, you're fucking dead, bro.
Because per like Sergeant Major rules or whatever, they're like,
dude, just tell Sergeant Major, just tap check him, bro.
You need to have the what you were issued, whatever. And I'm like, well, can I just wear my personal? And they're like, were you issued it? I was like,
yes.
No, but this is issued like in different.
It's got a cage code, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
it's got an NSN. Fuck off.
Yeah, I can't wear nothing, but whatever. So dude, I had to get myself the
whoopee, dude,
and a poncho because I asked him. I was like, dude, I have yet to be issued a poncho or a whoopee. Like it's been like 2 years, and you guys said you would eventually give me one. And they're like, yeah, sorry, like we don't have any left. And I'm like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do about this packing list if you guys are all about 100%? Can I just bring my own tarp, like and stuff? And like, no, it needs to be issued. I was like, so you want me to bring only issued gear, but yet
you don't supply me with the issue.
But yet you don't supply me, so you want me to go buy it with my own personal money? And they're like, well, yeah, I guess. And I was like,
bro,
it's like sick,
dude. That's that's the big army for you in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's like legit what it is.
Yeah. Well, what's stupid too is like we're doing like a full layout of the packing list. Like whenever we've gone out to the field, it's like, bring what you think you need. The packing list is like a guideline, right? But it's not like ever. And I've done enough things to know what I need to bring and what I don't need to bring. And they're like, all right, you need to have literally everything on that packing list, and then we're gonna go over it like and slowly, take things out that we don't need. Like while we're doing the layouts, I'm like, oh, you mean like the level 2, what top and bottom that I'm not going to need in the summer in Louisiana? You mean that stuff?
Oh, dude. Oh man, you'll
So it's
cook.
just,
You'll cook, bro.
yeah, dude.
Let me put this up on the story here. Let people know what's going on. It's going down.
Yeah, well, I got some drama tea to
Oh, dude.
fill in you,
It's
dude.
always best when we just rip, let it rip. Sean asking, what's your favorite experience you had in regiment? I'll let you answer that one first.
Favorite memory?
Favorite experience, not
favorite
necessarily
ex-
memory.
I mean, there's like experience. I mean, honestly, I would just say like the whole timeline of like honestly really like end of the like deployment. I mean, deployment was awesome. Like being with all the dudes and shooting the shit, like really kind of getting away from everything. But I don't know, for some reason, what I really loved the most was like when we'd be flying back, like just knowing, like, and then going to the Rob, and then after that, like coming back to the cage and like having a chill week before going on leave. Like that was the best like week ever because you're going to McDonald's, we're getting fucking hammered, and then we're 009 work calls, and then fucking going and just getting drunk right before we go on the plane, and then everybody's going on the same airport at the same time.
Oh,
It's a small
dude.
airport, so then everybody's getting drunk at the
Dude.
airport.
Remember that one time it was all of us, all four, you, me, and the other two roommates. We were all going at the same time, and we were just being menaces on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Menaces in the airport. We were getting drunk at the Savannah airport. It's like the PGA lounge or some shit. Super overpriced, but we're all slamming Jack and Cokes. And we're all double Jack and Cokes. Or no, they were Jameson Cokes, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think we were doing JMO Cokes. And we're slamming the JMO Cokes. We have like we all have like 2 double JMO Cokes before we get on the plane. So we're all like pretty good. We're all going to Atlanta first and then splitting off from there. And I was sitting like up in front of you guys, and you guys were like all sitting behind me. And I just remember hearing the whole flight, you guys just fucking with each other.
Well, that was like right around COVID time.
Yeah.
And so like, people were kind of wearing their masks like below them, whatever. And that's what the other roommate was doing. He was like, whatever. And I was like, yo, put your fucking mask on, dude. And then the flight attendant was like, come back and like, hey, you guys need to put your like mask on, whatever. And they're just we're being assholes kind of.
And then we get to the Atlanta airport, and we're like going through the tunnel like to walk to the other terminal, and we're just like fucking with each other, just slapping each other and fucking around the whole time, dude. We got to, because you split off, and then we got to like our terminal and like our gates. Like my gate was like right across from this one bar, and then like their gate was like a couple gates down. And we get to this one bar, and the freaking bartender's this black guy, and he's like, y'all military? And we're like, yeah. He's like, say less. And he fucking pours us the stiffest Jack and Cokes you have ever had in your life. It's like a 16-ounce cup, ice, fills almost all the way up with Jack, and like a little bit of Coke, and we're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I just remember brutal. Like I remember after like getting on that plane, and then like 30 minutes later it all hit me, and I was like, or actually it didn't really hit me that hard then. It hit me when I had to go walk through Atlanta to get to my other plane, and I was like, oh buddy. I was like, luckily I've been to this airport a couple times because I'm fucking hammered right now. Yeah.
Dude. Dude, did I tell you about? No, I didn't. I don't know if I told it on the podcast yet, but flying back for the old boy's wedding just recently, I was in the Dallas airport for like 28 hours, bro. Like I lived in a fucking airport for 28 hours or so. It was the worst.
Dude, you were an airport squatter.
Dude, I was a fucking airport squatter, and like I was at the point where I was like, I don't even want to like get drunk at the airport because I know it's just gonna wear off, and I'm just gonna be feeling worse because I didn't sleep like fucking at all.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like we were like in line to like change. It was like the second flight change I had. It was like right before like the last bar was closing in the Dallas airport, and it was like the gate right next to it. It was like some Mediterranean like seafood place, and they're like closing it down. And there's a bunch of boys in there just being rowdy and having a grand old time, and I'm like sitting in the back of this line to like change my ticket, poopy as fuck. I was like, fuck this shit.
But yeah, I would say that's like,
That's your favorite roundabout way of saying that's your favorite experience. Interesting.
yeah, I just always like, it was something to always look forward to, and knowing like, all right, we're gonna have some downtime, and then I get to go home and like actually have some downtime and not worried about, you know, having a Saturday off or saying I got a Saturday off, and then I get called at 7 in the morning and say, hey, yo, we need you to come do CQ, bro. We don't got nobody. And you're like,
But
yeah, fuck.
dude, that feeling though of that last leg from Germany or Spain or whatever, and like going to sleep in your hammock, like after you take off successfully, of course, because there's still the anxiety that you guys aren't going to leave. But after you take off and you get to cruising altitude, and they're like, all right, we're at cruising altitude. Everyone just immediately jumps out of their seats, starts hanging their hammocks up,
Yep.
like getting that and popping the Ambien, maybe throwing a little muscle relaxer in there, just a little concoction, and then passing out and then waking up to them. You hopefully, ideally, if you picked a good spot and you're not getting stepped on by everyone, or you're not getting bumped into,
Or you're
waking
not
up
in
to
the
the
back where it's negative
freezing.
fucking 30 degrees. It's like chill for the initial part, and then like you fall asleep and you wake up like an hour later and you're like, you can literally see your breath. You're like, bro. And then like you
Dying.
walk up like towards like the bathroom in the front of the bird, and you're like, oh my god, it's so warm here. And you're like,
Mhm.
dude.
Dude, I don't know about you. That was some of the best sleep I had when we were coming back from in Germany. I slept, it was me and Jimmy in the very back of the plane, like the back two guys. And I was like sleeping right by the jump door. And I was like, I was so hungover that I was like, I need this cold. I need it. And I had my winter sleeping bag. And that was the best sleep I ever got on those things, was honestly in the back. Like I'm a warm sleeper. Like I like sleeping cold and then like bundling up.
Yeah.
So that shit hit. But if like you're in a hammock though, that sucks because you're just getting reverse cooked. Like you're getting frozen basically. You're like a little popsicle in a freezer back there because there's air coming underneath you too.
Oh yeah. Well, the no, coming back from our first deployment, because me and a couple people left early. Remember, like a week and a half early.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And I was sitting next to the other two tab boys, and they were like, so one of them was in a hammock right above me, and the other one was laying on the opposite side. Like my feet were right here, and my head was right here. His head was right here, and his feet were down there. Between the smell of their feet, which you know who I'm talking
Oh
about,
no, dude.
and then the person in the hammock was just ripping ass, dude. I was literally,
Wait, who's in the
I was,
hammock?
huh?
Who's in the hammock? Nickname.
Fucking bird boy.
Oh no.
And you know whose seat was next to my face.
I know who you're talking about feet wise because
Yeah,
you had
you
to
know
live with
damn
him
well.
in 2019.
Dude. And
I
I
don't know
was
how
like,
you did it. Like he's a homie, but I don't know how his feet are so stinky, dude. It
dude,
blows my mind.
it was brutal. And I was like, bro, I was like, this fucking sucks.
Just the stinkiest fucking flight of your life, dude. Just Joe getting gassed out in the fucking C-17.
I literally was getting gassed out, dude. You know, I thought the most hilarious thing was though, is so like when we were leaving from our, second deployment, coming back, we left Germany, and we're fucking going back to stateside. And so pop the Ambien, right? And everybody changes into their like,
Gets
shorts or
naked.
whatever. Yeah, like it's comfy 'cause we're wearing roughs, and pop the Ambien, and I rack out, right? All of a sudden someone like shakes my sleeping bag, wake me up, and I'm like, oh shit, like, is it already time? And I'm like, they're like, no, we're stopping here. And so like
Oh,
initially I was like, what do you mean we're stopping here? Like, oh, maybe they had to like, I don't know, go refuel in like either Maine or stopped at Bragg or something. I don't know what was going on. I was confused. And so I have my PT shorts on and like a collared shirt, and I had like, yeah, my boots or whatever. And all of a sudden we're like getting off the aircraft, And bro, it is fucking blizzard snow. And it literally says, "Welcome to Canada." And I'm like, bro, what the fuck
They
is
took you
going
home, dude.
on
They
right
dropped you
now?
off right at home, dude. They gave you front door
Literally,
service.
I was like, dude, what is going on? Why the fuck are we in Canada walking the fucking blizzard? Yeah, and then
That was
yeah, I
very
come to find out
confusing for
whatever.
me as well because Jimmy and I were in the back and like we had that with the jump window and like we're like stopping and we didn't like it, the word didn't get passed back to us. It was like, oh, we're landing in Savannah. And like we both like once we like touch down, we get up and we look outside and we're like, why is it snowy in Savannah? And we're like, where the fuck are we?
Yeah, dude, that shit was. I remember texting my girl too. I was like, hey, and she assumed like that I got back, and she's like, oh my god, you're back home, whatever. I was like, oh fuck no, bud. I said I'm in
No
fucking
fuck, no
Canada
way.
right now. She's like,
Fuck
the
no
fuck are
way.
you in Canada for? And I was like, I didn't know at the time. I was like, I don't fucking know. And then yeah, it was because of fucking there's a bad storm that they like went to avoid and whatnot. But
I don't even remember why we stopped. That's news to me.
yeah, it was because there's like really bad storm turbulence, and I guess people were like throwing up too on the bird.
Dude, I
They
was
were like,
out like I'll wait until the fucking crew chief comes on, dude. I will sleep through any turbulence. I will sleep through anything. But as soon as you hear the crew chief come on, I will wake up from the deepest slumber.
no, you do sleep, dude. I remember like I fall asleep to sound every night, like fall asleep to
Hmm.
movie or
You fall
something, and I
asleep
have
to fucking Halloween, the original Halloween every night, don't you?
yeah. But here's the thing: is I remember when we went to go do that water jump in the divey,
Oh
and
yeah.
you know, usually when you're on aircraft, you got fucking Ear Pro or whatever shit, but we were gonna jump in the fucking water, so obviously we didn't. And I see this fucking dude, all red, sitting on the other side, and it's loud as fuck in there. Can't even you can't talk to the person next. You gotta be screaming in there. And this old boy is literally like slump. And it was like a 15, 20-minute flight. And I'm like, bro, how is this dude racked over about to jump in the fucking ocean right now? And you're
Dude,
literally like,
I am the fucking pro at sleeping on planes and helicopters. Like I can, it just lulls me to sleep, dude. Like whenever we were doing the DLSs in fucking 2019 and we'd fucking just sit out in the desert, be like bacon in a fucking tin can, and I'd still be fucking just waiting for the word, dude. Palms
yeah, I don't
plugged in,
know.
just waiting.
I probably also couldn't fall asleep because I don't like the fucking water. So I was like, dude, I'm about to
No,
jump into my
you
impending
were
doom.
stressed, dude. You're about as stressed as old stinky feet.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna pull my fucking I wasn't
Hell
gonna pull my
no.
fucking my
Bob did.
life back.
Bob pulled his.
Mm,
Bob and Stinky Feet. That
yeah. Yeah, that shit sucked. I remember too, right when I
was a long
landed.
ass swim. That had to have been like fucking. It felt longer than 200 meters.
Yeah. Well,
It
I
felt like
remember
a quarter
too,
mile, but
dude,
probably not.
right when I hit the water, got up, giving them thumbs up. About like 10 seconds later, I started swimming, bro, and I kicked something. And it wasn't like it was fucking decently sized, like probably a couple feet long. And I'm like, bro, get me the fuck out of here. I started swimming and like I gasped my like I've never been out in the ocean that like far like to swim and I didn't, you know, I understand the current and like you know how waves and all that stuff, but I didn't realize like how much of an effect it does on you. Like when you're trying to swim, you're
Hmm.
swimming, you get like 10 feet and then it pulls you right back. Swim, pulls you right back. And I'm like, dude, I was like, get me. And I remember right when I got up to shore, my lats were done. I was like, dude, I just felt like I did a fucking full fucking back workout for 6 hours. I can't move.
Fuck. That was a good day. We only did the one. I did. Did you ever get to do a water jump, like an actual water jump?
No.
Damn, that was cool. Those are the best jumps because you don't have to do shit. You literally
Oh yeah.
show up in PTs, you jump into the ocean, and then they pick you up and they pack your chute for you, and you just get on the boat and you're good. You don't got to do no walk into the rendezvous site or the chute turning point. You don't got to pack your chute up. You don't have to worry about landing. You could land freaking starfish and be fine. Like you're good. They have like for the water jump SOP, it's like they have to have a boat for every like 2 or 3 jumpers. So like there's just hella boats out there. Hella boats. They're gonna come right to you. You just get out of your chute and then they pick your chute up and you're good. Best. It's the best.
Yeah, no,
No
that sounds
swimming.
cool.
You just got to float. You pull your LPU-10, so you don't even got to tread water. Like it's mandatory to pull them. Like you're just chilling. Oh, it was awesome.
Did you do that? Did you do your water jump out of a 60 or you did out of 47?
It was a 47.
47.
I think that was when I actually got my foreign wings too.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to say it was on a I don't it was definitely a 47 jump, but I can't remember if it was the water jump or if it was another 47 jump. But
yeah,
the last jump, and I didn't even know it was gonna be my last jump, was the jump we did into Kentucky in 2020, which is wild.
Oh, yeah.
Were you on that one?
In Kentucky, in what year?
It was 2020. It was like the end of 2020 when we went in December. And we like loaded up in Georgia and we flew all the way to fucking Kentucky in the 47s and then jumped. And it was a Hollywood jump.
No, I didn't do that because at the end of 2020, I was like,
You were like getting out. Yeah.
I was about to get PRK.
That's right.
And I was like pretty much done. Because like ever since you guys did the ever since you guys started that train cycle back in like, I don't know, late fall.
Well, it was when we got back from Afghanistan in August, and then we had a fuck ton of time off because of the quarantines. So we had quarantine, leave, quarantine. So it was like fucking a month and a half of nothing. And then we started the training cycle in like mid-September, late September, early October. So
yeah. I didn't do that one.
I didn't even know that was gonna be my last jump. Like I was trying to get on one like right before I got out, but I got scratched. I was sad. It was like the only time I've ever been sad about being scratched from a jump was gonna be my last one. But oh well.
Sad boy.
That's all right. We're gonna go start skydiving here, I think. This dude, the fucking homies that I'm working with now, we're about to do some wild fucking trips, dude. We're about to be making fucking money hand over fist and doing fucking trips. Yeah.
Okay, bud. Don't worry, I'll still be here just, doing classes.
That's what I'm telling you, Joe. Just hurry up and get out. I'll let you know if we need. Can you sell? Can you sell? Have you ever tried selling? Like,
no, I think I'd get too angry if someone denied me, said no. I'd be like,
Joe just dealing with obligation or dealing with freaking what are they called? Objections. Sorry, I'm fucking retarded. So I don't have enough money. What are you, fucking broke?
Yeah. What are you, a brokey?
Too expensive. What are you, a fucking brokey?
Yeah. Or just be like, you're poor. Get away from me. Never mind.
Never mind. We're too expensive for you, anyways. I mean, I think if you practice it, it's not hard to learn, dude. But yeah, we're like planning on like doing some skydiving. Fucking,
yeah.
we're going to Mexico at some point here coming up. That's for sure. We're just literally like it's me and like one of the owners are the only people with passports. Everyone else doesn't have their fucking passports. It's like, what the fuck?
Sounds about right.
It's like I have 2 passports. How do you not have one?
Yeah. You're going to Mexico, you're gonna go fucking
going to Mexico at some point. I don't know when.
Fight the cartel or what?
No, we're gonna go freaking go to a resort and fucking hang out for like a few days. I don't know how many days.
Lame. Fight the cartel, dude. I just say that
I am literally the only one in that group. Well, I mean, they have guns, but I'm the only one that has any kind of experience. We're not going to go fight the cartels, Joe. That's not what we're going to do.
I just say that because I just watched Little Country for Old Men on the
flight.
The flight to come back. So.
Dude, they're making a Blood Meridian movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. They already have one.
No, they don't.
Blood Meridian?
Blood Meridian. They don't have a Blood Meridian movie. There's not a Blood Meridian movie. They just announced it like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago.
What movie am I thinking of? Hold on. What's the movie? I had to read a book on it.
It's Blood Meridian. You've read it. You've read Blood Meridian. They don't have a movie for it though.
No. I'm thinking of the other book I had to read in English that we watched the movie on too. About this guy who oil.
The Road?
What?
Maybe? The Road? Is it like McCarthy?
It's an older one, but he like makes his oil like plantation or whatever you fucking call it, and like starts up his old business.
There Will Be Blood?
Fuck. I had to read it. Because I know Blood Meridian and I know it's not that movie, but now it got me thinking about another movie slash book that I had to read.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'll fucking figure it out.
All right,
But I
let's
thought
let's
that was
let's
blood
hit some
brain.
questions. We'll hit some questions here real quick. Lodge, would it be worth it to try and practice land nav as a civilian before I start down the option 40? I didn't do any practical land navigation, but I did learn how to use a compass, like how to use the military grid reference system, like the terrain features, like all like the basics of how to use like a map and a compass and like what things are and like how to use a protractor and shit. That's worth learning, but you don't need to really go out and practice. You'll get to do some of that in basic, and then they do another land nav class in RASP. So you can get away without doing it. I was personally pretty anxious about land nav myself, and I was fine. But I also have a godly sense of direction. Your advice for young soldiers in regards to relationships, marriage, and need for human connection. Oh, this one's a good one. Um, this one's a good one, Joe.
Any like advice
No, it's
on?
like, yeah, I mean, just relationships in general from guys that are, well, you're not very dysfunctional because you've been dating the same girl for the past like 7 years. So
Yeah, but I met
what
her
is
while I
what's
was
your
in.
advice? What's your advice? Because you're clearly more successful than I.
Um. My advice would be
How long,
definitely to
wait, how long have
be.
you been dating your girl? It has
We're
been like,
coming up on 5 years dating, but I
yeah,
met her in the fall of 2017, like right when I got to regiment.
okay.
So, and then we like hung out, talked for like a year, and then dated after I got back from school. I don't know. I'd say like the advice I can give is be transparent with them. Obviously, like whatever you do in the military, like you don't have to tell them word for word what you do, but be transparent about certain things. Like shit's bothering you, or if you get pissed off at work or stressed out, whatever, like instead of trying to, hide your emotions per se or like not speak about it at all, whatever, kind of like if you're in the military and you have a wife or a girlfriend or whatever, they're gonna intertwine. They have to intertwine. If you try to make them completely separate things, it's not gonna really work out. If you try to have your military life and then have your spouse, like your spouse is gonna be intertwined, and you want her to be intertwined in your military with hanging out with um your other people in the military, hanging out with the wives and stuff. Like you want to integrate her into the military lifestyle instead of trying to keep it separate, because it's just gonna kind of build a big gouging hole in the relationship.
More like I would say it's more like a wall. It'd be more like a
Yeah,
wall.
because
Yeah.
like if the roles are reversed and your wife or if your husband or whatever, he goes does the job whatever and he's there constantly busy, gone for a couple weeks at a time, it's like you would like to know, like per se what he's doing, or have people to talk to that are in the same situation. So having or like the ranger wives or whatever to talk. So I'd say be transparent with them, integrate your military lifestyle into them to a certain degree. And um, yeah, I don't know. And I would say also too, don't bring your shit home from work, you know? So
That's a good one. Um, I guess I can speak on it from the opposite side of things. I mean, you weren't married though while you were in, so being married is different because you have access to the family readiness group, and other resources that aren't available necessarily to girlfriends. So it's a little harder if you just have a girlfriend, because like they're not going to know the training cycle, like all the wives in a regiment like get the schedule before even the guys do a lot of the times. And they're like, oh, I didn't even know when block leave was, and then the wife already knows and already has tickets booked for a trip or whatever. um Man, it's hard. It's like I almost want to say just don't even try and date seriously while you're in. Because I know I missed out on a lot of cool experiences or hanging with the boys because I was like with a girl, or I was concerned or stressed about having to spend time with her, and it was like, oh, I'm not going to go out with the boys. And then I mean towards the end I kind of figured it out where I was like, I'm going to prioritize the boys over maybe the relationship just a little bit.
yeah.
um
I
Let
would
me
say
reread the
this. I would
question. Go
I
ahead.
would say this lastly too. If you are single and you're young, I would heavily avoid getting in a relationship if you like just get in the military. Like just because it puts a lot, and obviously you can't get, shit happens. Like I went in the military, did not plan on getting a girlfriend, and then I met her on Tinder freaking while I was
And processing it for
in
Stuart.
processing it, yeah, in processing at Stewart. So like, things happen, right? And like you can't control it, but I wouldn't go seeking out to get in a relationship, especially if you're going into any special operations unit. You're gonna be gone a lot for training events. There's gonna be a lot of random things that are come up that's gonna, ruin like plans that you have. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I had plans with my girl, and we were gonna do something, and then especially as being a private or even like a tab and regiment, like you're gonna get the shit out of the stick when it comes to having to do CQ details and stuff. And so when you're gonna have, oh yeah, we're gonna go to this sporting event or go to this concert, and then you get called the day before that saying, hey, you got to go do CQ, and you can't tell them, oh well, I got a concert. Sometimes you can work some things and make it up later, but most of the time, like, get fucked. And so
Yeah.
I would just say, if you are in a relationship, don't try and get into one, because you do miss out on experiences, with the boys, and, just in general, like getting to kind of enjoy that freedom when you're young. Now obviously if you're like early 30s and you go to the military, then yeah, sure, go
You're
ahead and
probably
try to
gonna be
find a
married.
wife, get
Yeah.
that
You
BH.
should you need to find a wife. What are you
Yeah, get
doing living
that.
in the barracks?
Yeah.
I will say all of like the extra or like all of the really bad stress, I will say, in the army came from an external source of having a relationship, at least for me. So like I would, make plans like you were saying, and then like if we stayed longer somewhere for like we went, we got a no notice training event or we get called in to deploy, it was like all of that extra stress. Like if I wasn't in a relationship, I would be fine. I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's, I'm cool coming in because I'm just sitting in my fucking barracks room, you know.
Yeah.
But when it's like, oh, I'm off post with my girl and we're getting called in to, go overseas, it's like, I don't know, just for me, like it imposed more stress having someone that I had to like manage their expectations as well, which I probably didn't do a good enough job, and I probably didn't care enough. I should have just been like, yeah, I don't like whatever. Like I have to go. Like this isn't even going to be an argument or a debate. But I was always
Yeah.
concerned about like trying to manage their expectations of what I was supposed to be doing. That it just brought a lot of unneeded stress on me, which I didn't figure out until way later. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely don't rush into a relationship, because I did that when I was a private. I got dumped in RASP, in the middle of RASP. I think I've told this story before a few times, so if you've heard it, whatever. Got dumped in the middle of RASP, showed up to my regiment or my battalion, freaking, basically right out of high school, like just out of my first serious relationship, just babe in the woods, dude. No idea what was going on, freaking lost in the sauce, having a good time, sort of. But I freaking got in a relationship with like, one of the first girls that I met in Savannah, which ended up being a terrible decision in the long run, just because it was a nasty rebound. And, I was like, oh, I need to have a girlfriend. And you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't fucking need it. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. All right. We'll move on real quick. What is one thing you learned in RASP that you freaking you didn't expect to learn about yourself?
Um,
You go first. I'm trying to think still, unless you can't think of something, in which case I'll just shoot from the hip.
I'd say like, and I kind of think about it more. It's not necessarily like one specific thing that like I learned like about myself, but I'd say something I learned a lot is like coming now, like being in college stuff, you learn, and in at least the civilian side, you learn how dumb people are and how much people lack common sense, and how much like, you know, to put it in this way, like, in regiment, I was by no means a, all-star dude. Like there was plenty of dudes out there that were better at shooting, better in shape, et cetera, right? Like I was an average dude. But then coming back now,
But the
I'm going to
Ranger
school.
average is beyond light years
Yes,
beyond the civilian average. Go ahead.
yeah.
Keep going.
But like, going to school now, like I'm realizing like how well it set me up just in overall life, from whether it's to do presentations, being able to just be a leader, being able to have that common sense that when someone asks you or someone has you do something and you don't know exactly how to do it, like you're able to be like put two and two together and figure it out without having to like, uh I don't know with however, but like it took what I realized a lot that regiment helped me with is like, the basics of life of, improving my common sense, improving my ability to think and adapt to situations, critically think, and overall just like be a leader. Cause like most people are not natural leaders and no, most people aren't, but like regiment kind of molds you into having to be a leader to a certain extent, And so I never thought of myself as being a leader by any means, or a good one. And now, with the guard and even just school and being in group projects, and you're realizing like, holy shit, no one wants to fucking step up and say anything. I guess I'll fucking do it. And that's what it comes down to every time is, all right, no one wants to do anything. I'll fucking do it. Then I guess I'll fucking call the shots. So I wouldn't say there's a specific thing. It's just overall life things that regiment kind of helps you
Yeah.
grow as a person. So
I mean, I would say the same. I don't think there was anything too specific from RASP just by itself that I took away as valuable, except the fact that, oh, I can do fucking shitty things. That was about it.
literally,
It's like, okay, like I can fucking, I can go without sleep and go do land nav and hit the fucking wood line 100 times in a fucking day and be fine and survive it, be fine. I don't like, I would agree with what you said, all of that. Like just the confidence that you get, and I've spoken about this a few times, just like the confidence you get of just being able to make a decision and follow through with it as a leader.
yeah,
You throwing in a freaking Lipsky, dude?
yeah, dude.
Dude, he's got zins. Yeah, buddy. But just like it's hard to put it, it's hard to articulate. Just the attitude of fuck you, we're gonna do it anyways, and we're gonna fucking figure it out instead of pussyfooting around. Like if something needs to get done, like if you can, if you're in a position to do it, you just go and do it. You don't like just sit around like looking for someone else to take the initiative. Like literally, the motto is sua sponte, of their own accord. Like if you see something that's wrong and it needs to be fixed, like you just do it. You just step up to the plate and fix it. Or if no one's taking the lead on something, like you were saying, like people are just kind of like, oh, I don't want to be a leader. You just do it. And you just figure it out. Yeah, you might not be the most smart person in the room. You might not be, the most qualified on paper, but just the willingness to do it and figure it out as you go, people don't have. So
Yeah, and to
I'm yeah, go
caveat
ahead.
that too, I would just say like the overall like mindset of just like, it can always be worse type of thing. It can always suck more. And it's kind of funny because it's like, my girl's going through PT school and like she comes and tells me all the stories and the drama. And like a lot of her classmates, complain about saying, oh, this is unfair, this is too hard, or all that stuff, blah, 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 and hearing it, and it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, like no shit, it's not gonna be easy. If it was easy, everybody would fucking go to med school or go to PT school and become a fucking doctor if it was easy, like no
Yeah.
shit. Like, and to say, oh, these professors are unfair, they're giving us like this stuff that are on the test that we didn't go over in class and stuff. And it's like, like figure the fuck out, suck it up. It's not the end of the day or end of the world. Like, you want it, go fucking get it. Quit
Yeah.
bitching.
Yeah.
So,
People
the
are
more,
soft, bro.
yeah, the more time you spend bitching about something, that's less time you can be fucking doing it, and
And
because most
go
things
ahead.
in the world, if you just fucking shut up, fucking do it and figure it the fuck out, like you're going to be way more successful. You're going to find that you actually can do a lot of things and just bitching about it is going to get you absolutely nowhere. So
it's just knowing the first step to take, because it's like you don't got to know the whole process. It's like you just got to know what you're going to do next. Like, yeah, you need a plan, long term, but like most of the time, no plan survives initial contact. The plan goes out the window. What's the Mike Tyson quote? Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Same shit. Right. It's like you just got to know that, like, you have a general idea of where you need to go, and then you just got to know the first step to take to get there. And if you try and play in the middle of that, like it might go like that, it might not. But if you get so set on going with the plan, we call it fighting the plan, to where, like, if there's a positive and negative way you could say fighting the plan. Like, you're fighting the plan as in, like, you're doing kind of what you planned and you're making it happen, or you're trying to force the plan to happen, which may not be what is best for the situation. So you just got to know that first step to take, and then your eventual outcome, and then the steps are going to reveal themselves as you go. And it's instilled from you from like day one as a private. Like, you're going to ask your team leader for something, and he's going to be like, figure it the fuck out, and you're going to be lost in this new environment, and he's like, hey, I need this, this, and this from you, and you're like, I have no idea where any of those things are or any of those people are, but if I don't do it, my team leader is going to smoke the fuck out of me. So you become resourceful. It teaches you to become resourceful and think creatively and solve problems on your own, which is huge. Is a huge skill and ability that people don't have, is just being able to solve their own damn problems without having to fucking ask someone what they should do or where to find something or, whatever. Because you're going to learn more that way, instead of just getting something handed to you. Like, you're going to have learned something, and now, you've grown, instead of, oh, like, I need this. It's like, oh, here it is, silver platter, freaking here it is. That doesn't, you don't grow through that. Like, you're forget that information anyways, versus doing it the hard way and learning the lesson. So that was a tangent. 13 Fox. How often the 13 Fox is going to the shoot house? Not as often as 11 Bravos. Like, here's what I get a lot of questions on. There's a lot of guys from the Ranger Blueprint, which is Pierce Kakizi's program. I posted a link in the Discord there, so there's a lot of guys from there. A lot of y'all keep asking about, like, oh, does this soft skill MOS do as much as an 11 Bravo does? No, like, that's not your job. So naturally, like, you're not going to do as much fucking shooting or as much breaching or as much CQB or Battle Drill 6 as the 11 Bravos are. You are going to still get cross-trained in it, but it's not your primary mission set, right? If you're a 13 Fox, your job is to be able to fucking talk to helicopters and gunships and damn fighter jets in order for them to drop big ass bombs on people. Like, that's your fucking primary weapon. Your primary weapon is not your rifle. Your primary weapon is your radio, in the case of a 13 Fox. In case of a medic, oh, does a medic get to do as much BE6? They get to do a little, but it's not, again, your primary mission set. It's freaking, your primary mission set is, band-aids, to put it in the most fucking blunt way possible. Obviously more than that, but if you're fucking clearing a house, something has gone terribly wrong, because that means, like, you're the last fucking guy around, because if people have taken casualties, you're going to be on the casualties. You're not going to be clearing the house. If you're in that stack, that means the fucking platoon sergeant's gone into the house, which means shit's fucking getting real. Yes, you get to get all the training, but you don't get to do it as much. So we'll just leave it at that. Most common reason you see privates get RFS'd. Let's hear it from Joe first, because I've already talked about this plenty.
The most common reason privates get RFS?
Yes.
Drinking, getting fucking DUIs, and not as much drugs, but yeah, drinking, getting DUIs. That's like a big one, especially because, most of the time is, if you're a private, you're going to be under 21, not all the time, but a lot of the times, right? 18 to 21. And, you're not going to know your limit, and you're going to be partying with a bunch of fucking other boys in the barracks. And, you're going to have your car and you're going to do some stupid shit, like go downtown, right? Try to fucking get some fucking babes, et cetera, and you're going to get a fucking DUI. And
next thing you know, you're jumping on a fucking yacht and raiding their liquor cabinet.
Yeah.
Recreating fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
I'd say that's number one. Number two is, and it's surprising, but just
Being a
like
pussy.
not being a pussy and failure to adapt, just sucking at your fucking job. I mean, the
That's
two
super
dudes
rare
that,
though, but
yeah, but the two dudes, I mean, I only fucking really was hard on two dudes, and they both either like left, said they didn't want to do anymore, or fucking got kicked out because they sucked. So if I fucking called you out and said that you're bad or you fucking suck at your job, you fucking suck.
I don't think they're watching this. That we only got like 30 people on here, but 34. Hey, I think that might be a new record.
Let's go. But yeah, just failure to adapt. You know, like a lot of times, you know, you always hear that saying, like, and through RAS and stuff, it's, you know, it's harder to stay in regiment than it is to fucking get in it. And that is true to an extent for some people because, you know, like, you know, you go through RAS and you're like, oh, fuck yeah. And then you get to regiment, you're like, holy shit, this isn't like exactly what I thought it was going to be. This sucks, or this is hard, or whatever. And just a lot of emotions hit you and you're just like, yeah, I just don't want to do this anymore, you know, or you just can't adapt. You know, it's, you know, yeah, you could fucking hit the wood line 100 times, but, you know,
That's
tasks that you
still
have to do in regiment, you know, require a lot more critical thinking than fucking running to the wood line and back. So
yeah, it's like you gotta you can't just be a fucking physical stud. It's like you gotta learn, and you gotta learn quick. Like the fucking specific battle drills. Like when I showed up, our first training event was MLAT. Like that was your first training event too, wasn't it, Joe?
yep.
Yeah. So we both were thrown into one of the biggest fucking training events of the year. Fresh from RASP, barely know how to fucking put on our ops core, right? Barely know how to look like we're not fucking retarded. And here we are participating in a battalion level training event. And you just, yeah, it sucks. And you gotta fucking just learn like those fucking 2 weeks. I mean, you experienced it with the static loads and fucking getting off work at fucking 4 a.m, coming into work at 1, running around an airfield in the fucking dark, not knowing where the fuck anyone is.
Not
And
having
then,
nods on me and just a fucking compass.
yeah, just fucking lost in the sauce, you know, around a bunch of other fucking people who you've never seen before in your life, you know, working with people who you've never met before in your life, and you're jumping out of a plane with them, you know, fucking 2 weeks later after you show up.
Yeah.
Like if it's stressful, and people just sometimes just it fucking causes them to freeze up and not learn as quick as they probably could. And it is a, you know, life that's not for everyone. But if it is for you, there's no better place.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'll agree. Yeah. Fucking DUIs. I've had, there was one, I have fucking way a lot of stories of this shit. So there's the one guy that he wasn't a DUI, but he wasn't supposed to be downtown drinking because I think he was underage still. But it was me and my buddy Ryan, who I might have him on the podcast at some point. He's out now, but we were out there, you know, being degents downtown. So it goes fresh tab 2017. And we see this fucking private in our platoon who just shown up with old boy D Rob in second squad. You know who I'm talking about, right, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We see him getting in a fucking altercation in an alleyway on our way to River Street. It was like right behind one of the hotels that's like on Bay Street in Savannah, to set the scene. So you can drink in the streets in Savannah. So it's like, you know, typically a party downtown any weekend and any holiday. But we see him, and I don't recognize him because I'm fucking blind at this point. I don't have PRK, and I'm not wearing my fucking glasses downtown. And old boy's like, oh, is that, you know, that guy from the platoon? And we're like, oh shit, like what's he doing down here? And he's about to get jumped by this fucking group of like 10 guys. Just fucking, and we're like, hey, get the fuck over here. And we're like, what the fuck are you doing out, dude? And he's being belligerent with us after we just saved his ass. And we're like, hey, we're getting you a fucking Lyft or an Uber. I think he had Lyft, like whoever was ordering the fucking driver had a Lyft, like a weirdo, instead of Uber. So like, hey, we're getting you an Uber, but it was a Lyft. And we're sending you back to the barracks. And we're literally like holding him fucking tight in the street to keep him from running off. Cause like he's like psycho. Like his fucking his pupils are dilated a bunch. He's on something. It was super fucking weird. And we get him in the lift, and then he starts like kicking the fuck out of us. Like we're trying to put him in the lift, and he starts like kicking the door open. And we're like, okay, we're not going to make this poor lady lift driver fucking drive this guy the fucking 5 miles back to base and hope that they end up there all right. Like we're not going to do that. So we pull him back out of the lift. We apologize. She goes on her way, and I'm like, and he tries to bolt at this point. And I fucking pin him to the ground. I get and mount on top of this guy basically, and I'm fucking like, Ryan, fucking call staff duty. So we call staff duty, and it took him fucking forever to show up. And like, there's a cop that shows up, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, hey, we're in the Army. Like, this is my fucking guy, my platoon. Like, we're getting him back to base. He's fucking too drunk. We're gonna take him home. Luckily, the cop was chill. Like, he could have fucking got him because he was underage. I'm pretty damn sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like, I'm a fucking leader in his platoon. Like, we're taking him back. It's going to be fine. Staff duty rolls in fucking 20 minutes later. We get him in the van. We get back to base. We park in front of headquarters. The dude fucking throws up like in the walkway to into the headquarters building, or like off to the side. It wasn't like on the walkway. It was like off to the side in the grass. And I'm like, all right, bro. And the staff duty NCO like kind of passes him off. He's like, hey man, like he's on you. Like, take care of him, get him to his room, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. And he fucking throws up, and I'm literally like fucking like almost buddy carrying. I'm not buddy carrying him yet, but I'm freaking like holding him up as we walk through the ACO CQ, and we get through there, and he fucking like shrimps and ducks away from me, and he takes off to the fucking volleyball court because he'd been talking shit all night. He's like, fuck you, fight me, like I'll fucking beat your ass, like, oh, you got a fucking Ranger tab that makes you fucking special. And I'm fucking like, I've had it up to here because he's ruined my night. Like my night was going good, it was here. And as soon as we had to deal with him, I like sobered up immediately. And I was like, God fucking damn it. And I was irresponsible. And I was like, all right, Ryan, you continue your night with the boys. Like, I'll take him home. So he fucking already ruined my night. So I'm already fucking mad at this guy. And he fucking shrimps away from me. And I'm like, dude, let's go. Let's go to your fucking room. Come on. You fucking piece of shit. Come on, let's go. And he's like, no, fucking fight me. I'm like, I don't want to fucking fight you, bro. He's like, we're fucking fighting. And he takes off. We're like in the volleyball court outside CQ. I don't know if it's still there anymore, but there was a volleyball court that's just, full of sand, overgrown. And he squares up with me, and I'm like, okay, like this isn't going to go well. I'm sober and you're fucking blackout. And he fucking swings. I fucking dodge it, and I fucking hit him like twice in the face, and he fucking hits the deck. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, hopefully I didn't fucking kill him. I'm like, you good? I fucking roll him over, and he's making noise. I'm like, all right, he's not dead. I pick his ass up. We lived on the 3rd floor too. So I'm like, I'm not going to just leave him in the fucking volleyball court, right? Like, I'm not going to do that to this guy, even though he just fucking tried to fight me and he's been an asshole and a dickhead all night. Like, I'm still responsible for him. And so I fucking pick him up. I buddy carry his ass now, full on carry, because he's fucking completely done. Carry his ass all the way up to the 3rd floor into his room, dump his sandy ass into bed, turn him on his side, get him in the recovery position. And then I fucking text his team later. I'm like, hey, fucking, I just brought, this guy back from downtown, like deal with it in the, next week. And yeah, so that was a major contributing factor to him getting RFS. So don't drink. That's the moral of the story. Very long story, but don't drink.
If you're going to drink, like, as a private, stay in the barracks, right? Like, stay in the barracks, drink.
We're not encouraging underage drinking, however,
like, if you're going to drink in your barracks, chill out there. Like, obviously it's not as cool as downtown and stuff like that, but you're just not ready for it. You got too many stresses going on in your fucking life in regards to fucking being a private regiment, too much shit to deal with to be doing anything stupid downtown. You're just going to fucking risk your chances of getting in trouble. And unfortunately, you're just not mature enough to fucking be going downtown and drinking and, whatnot. So,
yeah, nothing good happens downtown. Like, as much as we like to fucking do it, like as an underage guy, there's just too much fucking trouble you can get into. And that's just one of my drunk private stories that I had to deal with as a tab or an NCO. Like, there was one that got a DUI, and I got called from his phone from the MPs. And then there was another one that was in my squad who just was fucking retarded when I was a gun team leader, and he couldn't not stay downtown or like not go downtown. It's like, we're going to the same bars. Like all the Rangers go to the same bars. Like, you don't think I'm gonna not see you there?
Yeah.
And he was like, I would come up to him like, what the fuck are you drinking? He's like, it's not alcohol. And I literally fucking like would snatch it up and fucking and drink it. And be like, you're fucking lying to me. Dude, shit pissed me off. Many a sworn statement written about. And so here's the thing though, it's like, because as a private and other people my age who are team leaders and such, or beyond team leader now, we would go out and we'd do it too, but it's like we weren't fucking idiots. Like if you can do it and not be a fucking idiot and not get caught and not be a problem, if your team leader catches you downtown, it's not going to be much of an issue, because like it's like a fucking gray area. It's like if you can handle it and if you're cool, like they'll pretend they don't see you. But if you're a fucking problem child and they're looking for a reason to get rid of you, you're fucked. Like they're going to use it against you. So
yeah.
All right, 100 chicken-sized rangers or fight 5 ranger-sized chickens, and you only get to use what you're carrying on you right now. Well, I have a gun right here. Does that count? It's not on me, but
I'd go with the 5 ranger-sized
ranger-sized chickens. Okay, imagine
Dude.
a freaking. I'm trying to name names without naming names. Maddie B sized chicken. You're fighting 5 of them.
Yeah, dude, 100, bro. Like
chicken
5,
sized rangers. They're just little fucking. They're like this big. They're like action figures.
Yeah, dude, but like 100 of them, that's too much to deal with. I'm not fucking goddamn Jackie Chan. 5, I can focus in on.
That's still small.
100, I'm gonna get swarmed, dude.
You just got to be faster than them.
Faster than 100.
Faster than 100 chicken-sized rangers, dude. The question is, are they armed? Is this unarmed or armed? Because if they have fucking guns, like I'm gonna fight the 5 ranger-sized chickens.
Even if even if they don't have a weapon and I have a weapon, dude, I'm taking the 5 regular people. That's 5 people I have to shoot, not fucking 100.
That's true. That is true. Like I got 10 rounds in the Glock, so like that's a twofer for everyone.
Yeah, if there's 100, that's
two piece in a fry, dude.
If there's fucking 100, that's 10 mag changes, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude. And I don't have fucking more than 2 mags for that gun, anyways. Do you deploy with your company or your team? So you'll typically deploy with your platoon, but the platoon might get split up over a couple different areas. At least outside of Afghanistan, like sometimes a platoon would be in 2 different spots and it'd be smaller than a platoon size element. Like my Iraq trip, like the area we were at, we had like maybe like 10 or so rangers with us, but we were with other people. But typically it'll be platoon or company size. It's rare that it's not rare that the whole company will deploy, but they might not all be in the same place. So, but typically it's not going to be anything smaller than a platoon outside of a few rare circumstances. What rucks do you guys use? So we used the Alice pack for the longest fucking time ever, and then they started making everyone use the Mystery Ranch assault packs, or not assault packs, but the Mystery Ranch rucks. And I don't know the exact fucking model that we were issued, but we got issued 2 of them. One of them was like a medium size, and then one of them was a larger size. Internal frame. I wasn't a big fan of them personally. Like I'm a fucking Alice fan until I die. So I was a little sad when they started like saying you can't jump with your Alice pack. Like we haven't been jumping with the Alice pack since the inception of the Ranger Regiment. Like get the fuck out of here.
Remember they started changing too that you can't jump with a fucking battle lab, dude.
It's like, oh, you can't jump with this jumping design specific pack anymore because it's too light. The fuck out of here, dude. That's one piece of gear that I am like constantly on the lookout for, like on eBay, is a fucking battle lab assault pack. Like I want one. Yeah, it's a good bag. It's a good ass bag, dude. Like memes aside.
No, it holds a lot of shit.
Have you guys or any other rangers ever gotten a competition shooting? Yes. There's a pretty big range called 17 South near Savannah. and they host USPSA shoots like every weekend. So yeah, we'd shoot at those pretty often. We did have the Sua Sponte Foundation actually had sponsored a shooting team from the regiment. Sometimes I'll wear my shirt. It's like the Velocity System shirt, but it's printed. It's got the DUI and my first initial last name on it. I've worn it on a few videos. But yeah, we like going to those. And they do have a couple Sua Sponte Foundation specific shoots where it's like a fundraiser. Is there mold in the Ranger barracks? Not really. There's a little bit, but it's not like bad. I don't know. I never had a problem with it in my rooms.
I didn't either. I would assume it just kind of depends. Maybe if you have a really, I don't know. I never had it. Not even remotely close to like every other base that I've been at.
Yeah, all the other bases are fucking pretty bad. I don't understand it. It's probably just because of the age and no one really maintains them as they're supposed to.
Yeah.
What is the most failed event for RASP in Ranger School? I would say for RASP, it's probably before phase 2, typically. Like that's when most of the washouts occur, and it's usually within the first week. And then if it's not within the first week, because I know they do coal range now at week 4 instead of week 2. I'm not sure what week 2 and 3 consist of, but coal range is week 4, and that'll be typically the biggest one because people either quit or fail land nav. But I would say that's for RASP. So just coal range is the biggest attrition causing or attrition event. Ranger School, RAP week. Like if you make it through RAP week and you're like got halfway of a fucking brain in you, like you'll be fine making it through the rest of the phases. Because they teach you everything you need to know. And as long as you can follow basic instruction and kind of pay attention the whole time when you're not in a leadership role, you'll be good. But RAP week is what gets most Ranger School candidates, and it's usually the PT test and land nav, and then the ruck.
And I'd say RTTs is a very big one too.
Yeah, RTTs does get a lot of people. Dude, I breeze right through that shit. I didn't have to retest any of mine. Like I was the first time going all of them somehow, some magical way. The Claymore one, for whatever reason, dude, gets people.
Dude, I failed. That was the only thing I failed, and it was because you know how after I'm gonna fuck these terms up because last time I touched a fucking Claymore was fucking Ranger School.
It's all right, I'll correct you.
You put the fucking cord through the female end. To twist it in?
You put the blast cord or the blast cap and cord through the plug. It's the plug. It's called the plug.
Yeah. And you have to do what kind of like knot do you have to do? I can't remember. Or you have to like loop it near the end where you have to like loop it.
It's clove hitch? It's not a clove hitch, is it? It's a clove hitch, I'm pretty sure.
Clove hitch. And so I did a fucking clove hitch. I know how to do a fucking clove hitch. Well, I did at the time. I don't remember shit anymore. I had to do a clove hitch, and I did the fucking clove hitch. And I fucking scoot all the way back. He fails me. And he's like, you didn't do a fucking clove hitch. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I did, Sergeant. I did the clove hitch. He's like, are you fucking talking back to me? And I was like, no, Sergeant, I did the fucking clove hitch. And so he got like a vendetta against me. So when I went to do it again,
never talk back to the RIs.
Somehow he was my same grader. He was my same grader, which you're not supposed to. You're supposed to have a different grader the next time you do it. And I went back and I literally went back and I went to all the other fucking Rangers and I was like, hey, is this not how you do a fucking clove hitch? They're like, yeah, that's how you do it. I was like, what the fuck? So I went back, did it again, and he fucking failed me again. And I was like, all right, bro, like, whatever. So I failed one of the RTTs. Like, fuck you. I was pissed because I was like, I think he just thought I was talking back, like, which I was, but I was talking back because I did it fucking right. And then, yeah, he just fucking had a vendetta and failed me. But most people, the Claymore and the saw, the clear it.
Yeah, clear malfunction.
Yeah, they filled that a lot. When I went through and how they have it now where, well, they probably still the same way where you have to fucking check all the parts of the feed tray assembly and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like people weren't doing that step by step. They were just doing it how you would typically do in real life on a fucking training event. Fucking sweet. There's no brass. Like I don't need to fucking finger fuck everything.
Finger fuck the feed paws and the fucking whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I can see if there's fucking brass or I can feel it. If there's brass or fucking links, then I'll fucking get out of the way. If not, I don't need to fucking, literally.
Fucking, no, what is it?
Yeah.
Dude, the saw wants the fucking shocker, dude.
Dude, that's my dad's old biker gang name. Shockers.
The shockers.
Yeah.
I crushed. I was like the first one in my like squad or whatever. I can't remember how they split up the groups for RTT, but I was like the first one to get it first time go. I don't know how I did it. Probably because my friend at the gym likes to call me autistic. But RTTs, I had a good time. That was chill. Like the only thing that stressed me out was the fucking radios because it's like I don't know how to fucking do program a radio. Like I knew how to do an embedder, but I didn't know how to do an ASIP. And it's like a bunch of fucking different buttons you got to sequence in the right order. And I was like, shit, that was the only one that like stressed me out. But I was fine. You get like time to practice before you actually get graded. And then if you go through cert, like they have you fucking run through them all as well. So they're like they get the actual grading sheets from Ranger School. And they're like, this is the exact order you have to do it in. So you're not guessing. They're going to tell you exactly how they want to see it at Ranger School.
Yeah, like because I remember the saw was one thing where it's like, you guys had shown me how to clear malfunction and all that stuff, whatever. And the way they wanted you to do it was, I think I remember the PSP, it was like pull, safe, push or something like that. And my entire time as a saw gunner,
you pull, you rack it, and then you safe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my entire time as a saw gunner, like I remember doing it one way, and then like I just always did it the same way, and it definitely was not PSP pull safe push. I think I did pull and then put it on. I don't fucking remember, but
the way we do it is the reason that you would safe it before pushing the bolt back forward is in case the sear is worn, which makes sense. That being said, you can also cause premature wear of the sear by putting on a safe before the charging handles forward, I think. I don't know. There is a huge debate about it. I remember when I first got to regiment because we were just changing over to the new, I think, pull, forward, safe, versus pull, safe it, so that you have the sear and the safety holding the bolt, and then pushing it forward.
Yeah.
There's a big debate about that shit with open bolt weapons. Personally, I like to carry them aircraft loaded. Like I would, like whenever I was a saw gunner or the fucking 240 gunner in Ranger School, I would carry that shit aircraft loaded. So rounds on the feed tray, gun on fire, but the bolt's forward, so it literally cannot fire until you rack it. Which was way safer than having it racked to the rear and then just the safety holding it. Because again, the sears can be worn, and if it gets bumped hard enough, it'll go off. Very rare that it happens, but it's like I'm not gonna fucking play with it because it's like these are blanks. Like this is Ranger School. Like odds of me needing to fucking make a snapshot with my fucking 240 is slim to none. So I'm gonna err on the side of caution here because my biggest threat is not the fucking enemy in the jungle. It's the fucking RIs who would love to fucking kick me out. So real life, it's a little different. Real life, you'll fucking rack that shit as soon as you get off the fucking bird or out of the fucking striker or off the truck. Mm-hmm. But how much work did you put in the off time, like doing dry fires or practicing CQB? Never did CQB in my off time, but I would dry fire at least pistol. And then I would dry fire pistol and rifle when I was outside of the barracks. I definitely didn't ever do any dry fires in the barracks because I didn't have any guns in the barracks because I followed the rules. Does the 75th recruit candidates from Ranger School? No, they don't. They don't go and recruit because you have to go through RASP. Like, yeah, if you have your Ranger tab, that'll help you when you go to RASP, but it's not. They're not there trying to fucking pick people up because they already have too many people to deal with. We got someone asking about my sleeves. So I'll do a video probably on my Blood Meridian sleeve, which is my right arm. And then this one I think is what you're talking about is cave paintings from a place called Newspaper Rock in southern Utah, which is where I'm from. So that was my first tattoo. Impulsive, probably regret it just a little bit, but it's on me now. So mostly just an homage to Utah. And then Joe, you want to fucking talk about yours?
Yeah. I got a full. I'm not gonna lift up my shirt. I got like a rib tattoo that says Galatians 6:14. Literally copied Richard Froning. Piss off. And then
I thought it was Matt Frazier.
No, Rich Froning.
Okay.
It was like right. It was like when Rich Froning won the 2012 CrossFit Games, and like he was my workout inspiration to like really get into the. And yeah, but I got so I got typical fucking eagle behind American flag. I got fucking Ares, the god of war. I can't really fucking turn my wrist like that.
It's like it's the classical one though, not the fucking. No, I guess it's Kratos. That's Kratos. You have
I got a skull that fucking moves.
Fucking spooky skeleton, dude.
Yeah, and then I got like a evil Lady Liberty with a skull, and then I got the one diamond, and then lastly I got, which is probably my favorite, I got like the skull with a DUI and like a rose. And yeah, so it's just kind of like a military sleeve that I kind of got. And I just got a part done each time I went home. So
I need to get a fucking Ranger tattoo. I don't know what I'm gonna get though, because I don't have one. I feel fucking left out because everyone else has one.
Yeah, you'd have to do it on your left arm, huh?
Well, I mean, I have the rest of my body, Joe. I'm not talking about a sleeve. I'm talking like just like a DUI. I'm thinking DUI on my thigh somewhere, like full color, which is overdone as fuck. Like like a bunch of people fucking get that one, either on my thigh or on my fucking left pec. I also want to get like the Fairbairn Skies.
Yeah.
Like I can't pronounce that fucking name. The knife, the fucking classic commando knife. That's
in the memorial.
I want to get that like on my fucking left forearm, like here, or like fucking two of them, like across my fucking collarbones. I don't know.
That kind of probably hurt.
That would kind of fucking hurt. Well, not like it'd be like underneath. It'd be like following the line of my collarbones.
Yeah.
Like pointing towards the center of my chest or my sternum, whatever. But I haven't decided yet. Yeah, let's see. I need to find a good artist here. My Russian homie, my Russian tutor, he fucking got his eyelids tatted, dude. I went with him and he got his fucking eyelids tatted, and that shit looked painful as fuck. I was like, dude, I'd be so worried about my artist like having a fucking super heavy hand and like accidentally like poking my eye.
Yeah, no, fuck that, dude.
He was good though. Like his artist was good. Like he fucking was just very fucking, just very, very faint with it. He had to like go over them both twice, but I watched it and I was like, dude, ouch.
Yeah, no, that can't be enjoyable at all.
MI battalion, dude. I swear I get asked about fucking military intelligence battalion every fucking video I do. I don't know anything about them. I've worked with them slightly overseas. We were in the jock together, and the only thing that I know is that they took a fucking Type 1 Bravo AK-47 out of a target and then welded it shut like a bunch of fucking sick sadistic freaks. And so personally, I'm a little mad that y'all fucking did that, because that thing is a piece of history and you turned it into a fucking wall hanger instead of being a man and fucking smuggling at home. So they're good. I mean, I really don't know anything about it. I literally don't know shit. I know a few 35. I knew one 35 series who was in my RASP class, and I didn't hear from him again after RASP. So I know fuck and all about MI.
Same.
So yeah, same. What the fuck is a 17 Charlie? Do you know what a 17 Charlie is? Someone's asking about 17 Charlie. Cyber operations specialist. No, a cyber operations specialist is not going to see combat. You're going to do some fucking computer shit with MI or in the S6 shop. That is the first time I've ever heard of a 17 Charlie.
Yeah, we'll put it this way. If you're not a goddamn 11 Bravo, right? Besides, obviously, okay, look. All right, break it down for you guys. All right,
break it down, Barney style, Joe.
Break it down, Barney style. So I'm gonna name off the list of MOSs that are going to go on target in Ranger Battalion. Right? Okay, you're gonna have your 68 Whiskey Medic. Right? He's gonna go out. You're gonna have your fucking 13 Fox. He's gonna go out. You're gonna have a fucking random dude that isn't even. He's gonna be 11 Bravo, and he's gonna be the fucking possible radio guy sometimes.
Well, sometimes it'll be a 25 series.
Or sometimes it's a guy that's an 11 Bravo, and then he gets
sometimes it's 11 Bravo. Yep.
Yeah. And then you got your fucking 11 Bravos, right? And like K9 handler, et cetera, like all those like special jobs are 11 Bravos is just going to go do it, and they train in it to go be K9 handler, snot, et cetera. So like, and the people that are gonna go clear the rooms and kick the fucking doors and blow the fucking charges is gonna be 11 Bravos. Like, if you want to go get in the fucking firefight and go fucking breach doors and shit, your best opportunity is to go and be an 11 Bravo. You're trying to go do cybersecurity and stuff, but you want to kick down doors. Well, you can't have your fucking.
You're in the wrong. Yeah, you're in the wrong MOS.
Yeah. Not to say that there's anything wrong with being in cybersecurity.
If you like that shit, what you should do is you should go and you should join up as an 11 Bravo, make it through RAS, fucking make it through Ranger School, be a fucking good dude, not suck ass, and then go to the intelligence warfare or the electronic warfare. Intelligence warfare. The electronic warfare section of regiment, where they're doing some fucking really hood rat shit that I literally can't talk about on this podcast. Otherwise, I'll get drone striked. It's fucking. It just fucking goes black.
You just see you fucking.
Dude, how funny would it be if I fucking just ended the podcast right now? It just fucking ends and people fucking are wondering.
Go dark for fucking like 2 months.
Yeah, just completely like drop off the map, like not post anything for 2 months. That'd be funny. But no, like if you want to do fucking like real world application of fucking nerd shit, like James Bond type shit, like fucking Q branch shit, RISTA, the RISTA section of regiment is for you. I might get drone strike for calling it RISTA. I don't know. I don't even know what the fucking acronym stands for. So
yeah, I don't know.
Solo land nav is fun until you unexpectedly run into eldritch horrors beyond human comprehension. Any spooky stories from the field?
Dude.
Yeah, we've talked about this in the first one. We saw a UFO in Kentucky, and then you've had some spooky shit up in Dahlonega. Not necessarily in the Army, but
no, the spooky stories are in land nav, bro. I mean, I had the boar encounter, but other than that, yeah, I tell you what, I'm gonna give some tips how to survive through land nav and RAS. All right, before you start RAS, do not watch the Blair Witch Project. All right, the way my RAS worked the first time I went through is we like had a couple like 2 days, and then it was 4th of July, so then we like had a break and then redid the whole first week again. So like they had an extra 2 days to fuck us up. And so in that break of like the 4-day for 4th of July, I watched the Blair Witch Project. And I watched the Blair Witch Project the weekend before we went to Close Range, like on my phone. And I went to do land nav the first time, and it was fucking night to day. And I start walking, bro, for about an hour, and I'm in the woods. I'm dead reckoning. And I swear to God, I see a fucking witch, dude. I start fucking freaking out. I run to the fucking side of the road, and I'm literally just fucking standing there like, dude, what the fuck is going on? I also was like tired as shit at that point, and et cetera. So probably definitely was not a witch, but got fucking freaked out about it. So don't watch scary fucking movies before you go walk in the woods at night. Bad, no
Bad
bueno.
news.
Bad fucking news.
Yeah, I didn't have anything crazy. I did hallucinate in Ranger School during my second Florida. There was just one night. It was probably like the sleepiest night of my life, where this was like the first time I actually fell asleep walking, and I fucking literally like fell asleep going through a choke point and setting up for an ambush, and I was like fucking just like bobbing for dicks, standing right in the middle of this choke point, just stopped, fucking, and the fucking platoon sergeant was like screaming at me. He's like, "Wake the fuck up! Wake the fuck up!" And I was like, "Oh, and I like the fucking rest of the line like had like disappeared in front of me, and I was just like wandering around the fucking woods, like trying to find the ambush line, like, guys. Yeah, I didn't have anything supernatural except for the UFO story, which is like the second or third video that I've ever put out on this channel. So go and watch that, and that'll explain it more. But Joe was in that story. He's the one that took the picture of me fucking posing with the pizza.
That's right, dude.
Yep.
That fucking training event sucked, dude.
Dude, that was, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's some sick fucking forward observations montages that were put out from that training event. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but you don't remember. Oh, no, wait. You didn't have to do that because you were fucking on the berm with 48.
And I wasn't on the berm. I was rolling around in the fucking truck, dude.
Oh,
I was rolling around in the truck with the 240 on the fucking swing arm, yelling at Scout, or yelling at that one dude. I about to say his name. Yelling at that one dude to fucking get me a fucking, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like a barrel. I think I had a round stuck in my barrel, and I was like, "Give me that fucking spare barrel, or I'll skull fuck you."
Oh yes, I remember. No. And then you told him to grab you fucking the rounds, dude, and he just got them all, dropped them.
Oh, he fucked them all up. Yeah. I think that was two separate incidences though, but
I just remember you were so.
I will skull fuck you. You heard that, or you just hear it afterwards? Because I think you were like on the berm behind us, waiting to advance.
Yeah, I heard that shit, dude. Because we were off to the right.
Right.
And
yeah.
I just hear you fucking scream. I remember the name too. I'm not gonna say it, but I will skull fuck you. And I'm just like, oh shit, this is how we're starting it off. Let's go.
Oh no, dude. They got fucking the guy that doesn't get angry. I didn't get angry very often, but I was fucking pissed at him for that fucking training event, dude, because he just sucked. I wasn't even a fucking gun team leader at that point. Like it was like, oh boy, well, we don't have a fucking nickname for him. Arkansas was on one of the 50s on the other gun truck. I forgot who was on the 50 on mine. And then we had the javelin guy, old boy from Dog.
Yeah.
I think he was on the other one as well, but that was the funnest training event ever because I was in a truck the whole time. I didn't have to bound. It was great. It was fantastic. Yeah, I'll have to post that picture up because it's a cool picture I took after.
They gave me the 48 and I was with the fucking squad leader, and he was my AG. And I remember that's when I had the fucking round explode in my arm, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what did it do? Cook off?
Yeah, it cooked off. Fucking dude. Because I was like in intermediate support by fire. And
right.
All of a sudden I'm fucking shooting, whatever. And then, I stopped shooting because I shot fucking targets. I'm giving a couple seconds, and then one just goes off. And I felt like a pain in my arm. I was like, what the fuck? Right. I finished training event, and I look, and it went through the fucking top and then was in my arm. I'm fucking, you can't really see it, but fucking like right there.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. I had
just a little one.
No, just a little one, but I literally had some brass in it.
And
take it out.
Yeah. Real quick, John W. I'm pretty sure he's a Ranger. I feel like we've seen him here before. He's questioning my call for staff duty. So yeah, we did call staff duty, but it was purely for the ride. Like I wasn't trying to get him in trouble. It was just the fact that he was a fucking being belligerent, and I didn't want him like beating the fuck out of a civilian in an Uber. And I didn't have any leadership that I could have called to grab him back. And so staff duty was my instinct. I want to say that I tried calling CQ, but I didn't have their number. Like I was trying to call our company's CQ first, but I didn't have their number saved in my phone. But I did have staff duty's number, and it wasn't an issue with staff duty. And yeah, I would have liked to have fucking beaten his ass on the spot, but again, we had already had the cops roll up on us once. So it was like, I don't want to. If I have to beat his ass, like let me get inside the compound first, which is what ended up happening, anyways. But I feel like that comment is from fucking forever ago. Maddie B. I've seen chicken-sized chickens get vibe checked by a 9mm and keep clucking. Yeah, I guess we made the good choice, Joe, fighting 5 chicken-sized or ranger-sized chickens. I'm gonna go rip a pissa. Fucking tell a story, Joe.
Tell a fucking story, dude.
Tell a story. Don't get me banned from YouTube.
I don't know if I have a fucking story.
You got a story. Tell let me think. Let me try and think of one. Tell your hour power story.
Oh, my hour power story. Sure.
Power.
Yeah. So for some of you guys who don't know, so when you're about to go to school, right? Ranger school and regiment, there's a little tradition that goes around. It's called fucking power hour. And it's essentially like a send off to, you going to school and, you do your layout, make sure that you have everything. Your team leader will check. And to save yourself some time, make sure you have everything on the packing list, obviously. But so power hour is like last little send off. So you start getting smoked. And I'm trying to remember exactly. We just doing the basic exercises, push-ups, burpees, stuff like that. And then we ended up getting told we had to eat a whole MRE while we were in the push-up position. And that was interesting to say the least. Trying to first of all open the package took me like fucking 3 or 4 minutes to try open up the fucking MRE package while I'm in the fucking push-up position. That shit's not fucking easy. And then of course I had the one with the fucking saltine crackers, dude. So that shit took me fucking another 5 minutes to eat. And I got about halfway and they were like, all right, you're good. I was in that position for like fucking 15 minutes trying to eat a goddamn MRE.
I remember watching that shit. That was funny.
And then like my legs were super fucking I was super dehydrated. And so they had us race, me and this other guy who was getting it done, race around the
Was it stinky? It was Stinky Feet.
Yeah. And I am a master of fucking bear crawling. I'm fucking good as shit at it.
Yeah, because you're a fucking creature, dude.
I got like 3/4 of the way around towards that water fountain. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The water fountain. And both my legs just cramp immediately. And I'm like, whoo! I was like, whoa. And I had to stop. And like, I had to stop for a second. Fucking one of the team leaders comes over. He's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? I'm like, hey, sorry, both my legs are cramped up right now. He's like, all right, well, you can fucking use your arms, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, roger that. And he's like, all right, well, instead of a bear, you're a goddamn walrus now. And I said, all right. I just fucking started dragging my fucking legs. And then, at the very end, we're in doing fucking wall sits and holding fucking Ranger tab in front of us. And
oh yeah, the fucking drive on tab, dude.
Yeah, doing the Ranger Creed, and then they made us sing the national anthem, and I was getting all into it, dude. I was fucking banging on the lockers to give the fucking beat and everything, and yeah, and then got a fucking beer, and yeah, it was a good time.
Did you tell the story about how old boy grabbed the lighter duffel bag?
Oh yeah, that motherfucker. We had there's 2 duffel bags, so we each had 2 duffel bags that you had to bring to school, and I was in their cage, so he had 2, and they're like, all right, grab a fucking duffel bag. And he obviously fucking knew what he packed and which one was heavier and which one was lighter. And I fucking didn't. And he grabbed the fucking lighter one, and I grabbed the heavy ass one. That shit was heavy as fuck. And they were talking to me, telling me I'm weak as fuck. And why is he able to carry it? And I was like, I don't fucking know this fucking bag is heavy as shit. And they tested it, whatever, and they're like, holy fuck. They're like,
They
God
got
damn
mad at
it.
him. They're like, "Why'd you fuck him?"
Yeah, that shit literally was like 3 times as heavy. It was like, dude.
Well, because you guys had the winter packing list, I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure he had
No,
like, no.
no, because we went in the summer.
I'm thinking about the first time, and it was like right in the winter. It was in January. You went in the summer, but it was like initially
Oh yeah,
because it
you're
was the
right. I didn't
first
get
one.
smoked my second time. Yeah,
You
you're
didn't get
right.
smoked your second time because you did the hour power, you shaved your fucking head, and then you ended up
Dude.
not completing your physical and having to come to Camp Oliver.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I remember. I
So,
remember
but he
that.
went on. I'm pretty sure that he went on to school. Did he? I can't remember. I
He
don't remember.
he
It doesn't matter.
failed the swim test.
He
Had to come
failed the
back,
swim test, and then
and then went back with me.
and then he had to go back, and then he was good. He got his tap. Don't worry, guys. But it's funny that he failed the swim test. I didn't know that. Woof,
Mm-hmm.
woof. Dude, it's rare that you'll see people fail the swim test. It's super rare. That's kind of funny.
I'm gonna keep my comment to myself.
And we'll keep our comments to ourselves. We love you.
Yeah.
We love you, old boy. If you're watching, I doubt you're watching, but in case you are,
Yeah.
no hard feelings. We're just giving you shit. When you get out, we'll get you on the podcast. We'll get you and we'll get you and him on. Fucking yeah. Let's check the questions. External frame or bust. What makes a good leader? I'll do a video on this. I need to continue my little leadership fucking video series, but that one's a very nuanced question. You'll know a bad leader though when you get one, because they're not going to look out for the boys. They're going to be, more self-interested, and they're not going to inspire confidence in the men at the end of the day.
I'll caveat that you won't know per se if you have a good leader or not, but you'll know
when you have a bad one.
You'll know when you have a bad one. You'll know when you had a good leader, like when time goes on, like, or when you're given a bad leader after you had a good leader. You'll realize like, holy fuck, this guy was actually really good. He was really solid. Or like, I look back now that I'm out and stuff, I look back and be like, holy shit, like my team leaders were super squared away, super solid compared to others, that I've had. So you'll know when you have a bad one. You won't necessarily know when you have a good one because
they'll probably be a little bit of a dick.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you're easily offended, you'll get fucking poopy and be like, oh, that guy's such a fucking dickhead. However, being a dickhead doesn't mean you're a bad leader, because you can have really good leaders that are fucking dickheads, but that's only because they want the best for you and they want you to become the best version of yourself. So they're gonna fucking be dickheads and they're gonna bully you a little bit because bullying works. Bring back bullying 2023. If I wasn't bullied, I'd be a fucking nerd still. So thank God for all the team leaders and the tabs that fucking gave me shit when I was a private and fucking made me come out of my shell and realize, hey, I'm a fucking little fucking bitch. So yeah, good leaders will bully you just a little bit. That's because deep down they want you to fucking do good, and it's a fucking shit test. It's like, we're gonna give you shit. Let's see if you fucking grow from it. And if you don't, then it's like, okay, we're confirmed you're a piece of shit. But it's not. If not, like, they'll fucking back off a bit and they'll realize, all right, like, you're good. Like hazing, there's good levels of hazing, and there's bad levels of hazing. Like there's a certain amount that is required to fucking for units like the 75th. I feel like there is definitely a line that you can cross, but there is still a certain amount of hazing that needs to get done to develop a good arranger. If I wasn't hazed, I wouldn't have been a good arranger. So, and I wasn't even hazed bad compared to some of my buddies. Like I had it fucking pretty easy as a private. But anything to add? We'll move on.
I'll just say, like you were saying, there's good dickheads and there's bad dickheads. There's the people that, leaders or whatever, that smoke you just to smoke you for no reason, even after you earned your due time and respect. and then there's people that smoke you, to teach you a lesson, teach you something. Obviously, it's part of the culture of getting smoked just to get smoked, right? But after a certain amount of time, there comes that line where, there's no need for it to a certain extent. So yeah, there's bad dickheads and
you're not gonna learn from it at that point.
Yeah, there's bad dickheads and there's good dickheads.
Yeah. How many Rangers are in each battalion? What are you, a fucking Chinese spy? How do they break you guys down as far as company or teams? Hope that makes sense. Well, according to U.S. infantry doctrine, a squad consists of 2 fire teams, which each consist of 4 people in each. So 9 people per squad. And then you have your weapons squad, which is going to be typically 3 gun teams of 3 people each. So again, another 9 plus a squad leader. So I'll let you figure out the math. There's 3 platoons, 3 line platoons in a company, as well as a headquarters platoon. And that's all I'll say on that. I don't know numbers. I'm not going to talk specific numbers. But if you look at doctrine, you can fucking figure that out yourself. I don't want to be a dick. You just came off fucking super sus, Curtis.
You're fucking sus, Curtis.
You're fucking sus, Curtis.
You're creeping me out.
You're fucking creeping me out, bro. Dude, I need to finish that. I keep saying I'm gonna edit it up, but I need to finish the house video of all the fucking videos and pictures of us.
Oh yeah, dude. Boys.
Would you recommend therapy during active duty? All right, this is coming from a chick, so maybe we don't go fucking after her neck.
Like, wait, physical therapy or mental therapy?
No, like we're talking like therapy, like fucking, like getting fucking laying on a couch and talking about your feelings and shit. No, I don't recommend it during active duty. I mean, it's hard because we literally just had a guy. He didn't kill himself. Master Sergeant Daryl Smith, who was a fucking platoon sergeant in our company. He didn't kill himself. However, he was going through some substance abuse problems, which ended up taking his life, from what we know. I'll take this down if it fucking turns out to be something different, but that's what we know right now. So I have two differing opinions on therapy, like, because what we go through is like, if you actually fucking go to war, like there's shit that fucking you see that can really fuck your shit for life. However, I'm still of the mental belief that you own your own mind and you can fucking control it at the end of the day. I don't think therapy probably is good for people because there's a lot of therapists I think are disingenuous. Maybe not disingenuous. They're trying to help, but they're so enraptured in the dogma of the schools they go to of, oh, you need to heal your inner child. It's like they're just making up fucking shit to make you feel bad. And then if you buy into it, it's going to make you worse at the end of the day. So I really, outside of, I mean, it's so hard because like it does help some people, but it also can fuck you up way worse if you do go to therapy. It has helped certain people, but in other cases, like time fixes it too. So I don't know. That's a very nuanced topic, and I'll probably have to make a video on it later. But I would say therapy is a bad idea for most people, just because they're gonna fucking try and convince you that you're broken, and as soon as you start believing that shit, like, you are gonna be broken. So you have to own your own mind. You have to own your own reality when it comes to this shit. You can't just fucking accept what this fucking person, because they have a doctorate in knowing about human fucking emotion or whatever the fuck. They're no more qualified to fucking speak on your life than you are for yourself. So that's I guess that sums it up, my opinion. And then she clarified, sorry, Brittany, for anything more than couples or substance abuse. Again, yeah, same. I mean, that doesn't change my answer at all. Joe, I'll let you fucking rip it there. Hit us with some knowledge.
Yeah, I would say, like, if you got issues, right, going on, because I would say more times than not, it's something not particularly, like, the thing I've realized is, like, with whatever things I experienced in the military, that I have any mental issues with, it doesn't come about until after you get out. And I think the biggest one is, I mean, obviously, like it's different for every people, but a big one is like getting out of the military, losing that brotherhood, losing that sense of purpose. But while you're in the military, I feel like most of the things that you're going through, if there are any mental issues, is either with your at-home family life, um, substance abuse, anything like that. But I think it really stems off of the family life is the big one. So, and I, you can go talk to people for sure. But I wouldn't just immediately, assume like that is the answer. Like, you know, I mean, the way we're instilled, right, is if you have an issue with whatever it is, like try and do it yourself, try and fix it, right? So if you got an issue at home with family, with your wife or something, like sure, therapy can be an option, like, but try and work it out with yourself and your wife and whatever. But I think really at the end of the day, like, and I kind of agree with Zach on that issue is like, you know, the moment you think or have people tell you you're broken, right, and then convinces you that you are broken, type of, it's all like, not saying there's people with mental issues for sure, right, but like, it's, I'm one of those belief that, or one of the people that believe that, you can control it to a certain degree. Now, obviously, some people are really fucked up and whatnot, but I would say 90% of people that are in the military, 95% of people in the military, like, they're all their issues that they have, they can fix themselves, through different ways, that healthy ways of, whether it's like I have, I used to have super bad anxiety all the time. And the way I would cope with it is I'd go, work
Slam
out
some
to relieve,
weights.
yeah, lift some weights to relieve some stress, right? That's how that's been my outlet for years. Whenever I become depressed or whenever I'm sad or down, whatever, because I'm up here with just my girlfriend. I don't have any buddies here, and I'm going to school. I feel alone sometimes. I go work out, hit the fucking
Sorry, I
gym.
left you.
Yeah. So that's my ways of coping with it. Um, other people, sure, if you want to go talk about it, you can. But at the end of the day, you're just talking about things. You're not really doing anything about it. So
I think talking is good, like, because talking can help you work things out, right? Because it's like you start talking to someone, they might like ask you a question that you hadn't thought of before. So I think talking is good, but you don't necessarily need to talk to a fucking person with a piece of paper that says they're a therapist, right? Like, you find that person in your life, whether it's a family member or a friend that you can trust, like that they're not going to go fucking spreading your shit around to other people. Like, you find that person, you just talking can help you work through things, like, because it's like you'll start talking and your brain starts going in that track, and it's like maybe you'll think of something you hadn't thought of before, or a new way of looking at things, or they'll have some perspective into your situation because they've gone through something similar, or they're just outside of it, so they have a broader lens of it instead of being embroiled in the specifics, and they're able to say, hey, maybe you should think of it this way, and that might change, that might help you out. So I wouldn't say necessarily talking is a bad thing, but you don't need to talk to necessarily a licensed therapist to fucking
well, no, and
solve
I
your
think
problems.
I think especially if you're in the military too, like I think the best people to talk to with your issue is the dudes that you work with every day. Like,
Especially your leadership. Like, yeah, the dudes you work with every day, but it's like, hopefully you have a good team leader and hopefully you have a good squad leader to where they're like, hey, like if you're fucking struggling with something, like, come talk to us about it. Like, hopefully they're not going to be fucking dickheads to just, where they're just going to like hate your guts just because you're a fucking private or whatever. But like, at the end of the day, like, being a leader is more than just being able to fucking do battle drills and shit and shoot well and fucking do a million push-ups. Like, you have to be able to positively influence the guys underneath you, and that extends beyond work. So hopefully, like, your team leader is fucking chill enough to where if you came to him with like a real fucking life problem, like, he would be mature enough to handle the situation.
because if I think like, if I ever, if I had an issue going on with me and you were my team leader and I talked to you, like you're the one that sees me every day. Like at the end of the day, you know, some cases vary, but like, you, when I was in regiment, knew me better than, my girlfriend, knew me better
Yep.
than my
Because
family.
I'm seeing you every day. I'm seeing
Yeah.
your fucking lows.
Yeah. Knew me better than my family at that point in time because I was with you every single day, you know, training, et cetera, et cetera. And so like, you're going to be the one that's going to be able to best help me. Now, whether, that's be able to talk to me and give me words of encouragement, probably not as much as maybe some other people, but you're going to be able to see the signs. You're going to be able to help understand. And if it gets to an ever point where it's like, I do need more help, because you're my leader and I've told you and you've assessed the situation, you can make that judgment call to be like, hey, this dude's not doing too well. And you know the resources to reach out. So.
Yeah, it would be if you were like an imminent threat of like taking your life, like then it would be like, okay, this needs to go beyond me. But if it's like, if I'm not getting those indications of, imminent suicidal ideations or whatever, I can keep it at my level, or I can keep it at the squad level versus having to shoot your dirty laundry across the fucking battalion or whatever the fuck. But I guess we can move on from this. I mean, we could get sad here and talk about how you're right about when you get out, like you don't realize what you've got till it's gone.
Oh yeah, dude.
I get sad, dude. Like I'll fucking get on YouTube and I'll get recommendations for cool Ranger edits. And I'm like, fuck, man. I miss that shit, dude. Like there was a raid footage I was watching last night. And I was fucking, it wasn't last night, it was the night before last, but I was like, man, I miss that shit. If you had to be in a battalion outside of first, which would it be and why? Joe, you go first.
I'd say second. Only reason.
Why second?
It's not per se like that I want second or enjoy second. It's the fact that when
it's not third.
It's not third. Listen, no harm foul to anybody in third battalion, but like it's one of those things, dude. Like I hated just from like being there for so long through basic, airborne, RASP twice, Ranger school. Like it's a very dooming, gloomy pit place. It's a very gloomy place. Like, because all that I've done there at Fort Benning was, selection and training and getting screamed at, smoked, et cetera, et cetera. And, the times that I'd go out to Columbus, it felt like you leave base, but it felt like you were still fucking on base. Everybody around is military. There's military stores everywhere. And that's why I liked First Bat so much, was because Hunter Army is so small. And then, I mean, fucking 2-minute drive from the parking lot and you were off base, and 10 minutes and you're downtown Savannah. And, most people aren't military there besides the people that are 100 and some Fort Stewart people. But like, it felt like a normal fucking town, a normal fucking city, and there's a lot of things to do. Now, obviously, if you live there for long enough, it gets kind of boring, but there's a lot of things to do. And so 3rd Battalion, just like, I don't know, it's a gloomy vibe area, per se, at least from my.
I'm gonna flip it up.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna flip it up because I know that I said in previous videos where I said, "Oh, I want a 275 coming out of RASP." Yeah, I mean it makes sense being close to home, whatever. However, if I had to pick outside of 1st Battalion, obviously 1st Battalion will be my pick forever. I would pick 3rd.
So let's fucking hear it. Why?
Because you're drinking the fucking Kool-Aid through a fucking fire hose at that point. You're on Benning. You are 3rd Ranger Battalion. You're at 75th headquarters. You are living fucking 100 meters away from RASP. You are in the shit of Ranger shit. And it's like, if I had to go back, I would fucking go full blast, full Kool-Aid, drink that shit. BCO 375, baby. That's where I'd want to be. Just because it's fucking the fucking flagpole, dude. Like, fuck going to Washington. Obviously, again, first bat, best bat. However, 375 would be a fucking time and a half, I feel like. Because they got a cool ass complex. They get to test all the new shit because it's 375. They're right at the head, the flagpole. They're on fucking Benning. And I'm not gonna call it the new name because that's some fucking bullshit. It's gonna be forever Fort Benning in my mind. You can't change my mind. but 375, the
What does
fucking
that
three
mean?
diamond,
What does
angry
that mean?
bat. I don't know, and we're not gonna fucking speak it on this podcast, Joe. We're not gonna speak it. I'm pretty sure it's Fort Moore.
Yes, yeah, it is.
I fucking guessed it right.
And you
But it's
fucking
gonna
spoke it into
I
existence now.
spoke it into existence, but however, it's gonna be Fort Benning until I'm fucking dead. So
Well, that's what's gonna happen. That's the thing. There, people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I did this at Fort Moore," and they're gonna be like,
what the
"What's Fort
fuck
Moore?"
is Fort Moore?
Oh, Fort Benning. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
and they're just gonna call it Fort Benning anyways, because everyone knows Fort Benning. No one knows
Yeah.
Fort Moore. Like, get the fuck out of here.
You know why they're changing it?
Because it's some fucking SJW bullshit. Yeah, Benning was named after some fucking Southern general. Yeah, it's in the South. Fuck.
And I knew why. I just wanted you to fucking say
Just
it.
wanted me to get mad.
Yeah.
Respect. Does a saw gunner clear rooms with a saw, or do they hold security, or do they only carry the saw for certain missions? So sometimes, if you're designated as the assault squad, you'll get to carry your M4. But most times you'll still carry a saw, and you will clear rooms. Typically, rules are you don't ever lead into a room with an open bolt, just because they do have the fucking problems of malfunctions and fucking ka-chunks. And that's not good when you're number one man. So typically, if you are carrying a saw into a fucking, in the assault squad, or, in an assaulting or a CQB type situation, you'll still go with it. But typically, if you can avoid it, sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes you are number one man and you just got to fucking roll with it. But you'll typically try not to be number one man if you're the saw gunner. You can be number two, number three, or number four, but try not to be number one man with an open bolt, just because they do have a higher rate of malfunctions than a fucking M4. But if you know that you're designated as assault, you'll typically, in some cases, you will have leeway to just carry your M4. Very situational dependent, but typically 9 times out of 10, you'll be carrying your saw. How many dudes go on leave and come back with more tats? Typically, that's when everyone gets tatted, because that's the only downtime you have to let them fucking fully recover. I didn't ever get any tattoos on leave, though. I got it during the training cycle, or like time. I take it back. I timed some of mine for leave. You timed all yours for leave, pretty much.
Yeah, because I went to the
You went to
same dude every
Minnesota.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys get ranger tats when they're in? Yes, but if you get a ranger tattoo before you have your tab, you're gonna get your fucking ass handed to you, because you haven't earned your fucking spot yet. So typically, the unspoken rule is get your ranger tab and then get your ranger tattoos if you're gonna get them.
And preferably ask permission to after.
I never. Did you ask permission?
Well, I asked you guys if it was cool if I got it after. I think I got that piece done after we came back from
The first DUI.
Yeah.
Because you got the DUI first, right?
No, my first tattoo was the Lady Liberty skull. And then after 2019 deployment, I think I'd asked you guys if it was cool if I fucking got the DUI with it, which I'd already been in school and then did deployment. So you guys
Okay. Yeah, we were cool with it. Like, as long as you've been to school, like, people aren't gonna really care. And they can't really tell you no either.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure you have your ranger tab at least. Like, that's kind of the fucking rule of thumb. Do you think the popularity of joining the regiment? Why do you think the popularity of joining the regiment increased the past few years? Probably because of the hard work all the fucking meme page admins have been putting in. Fucking salute. And because we've been putting out more videos, probably. Because beforehand, like, aside from like Modern Warfare 2 and the fucking Ranger School promos, and we did do the recruiting commercials in 2019. That was fucking First Platoon ACO and a lot of those. But that's probably why, it's just because we've been making a push for it. You there, Joe?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that
he's
I would
alive.
say,
He's
yeah,
alive.
no, I'd say that's definitely a big thing. I mean, yeah, post a lot of videos now, a lot more recruitment, and I think too, it's just, it's kind of not saying like people didn't. I mean, people knew what Army Rangers were, but no one really knows like the difference between Army. Everybody thinks Army Rangers are just people who go to Ranger school. Not much people really know about Ranger Battalion, um, compared to the Navy SEALs, and even if you want to think about Special Forces and Green Berets, like So I think just kind of getting the name out there a little bit more, so that way people kind of really know what regiment is and Special Operations Unit. And I think on top of that, the option 40 contract, and it's very appealing to you know younger guys. Same thing with how Special Forces did with or the 18X rate. Like, the opportunity of the contracts to, essentially like young fucking dudes who don't know a fucking single thing want to go in a Special Operations Unit and fucking get after it. It's like, there's a fucking inlet way right there. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think just pushing out the name and then all the recruitment and the ads and commercials and stuff,
Yeah. Second bat doing OTBs in Hawaii. Is that training for Taiwan? Well, I mean, obviously, like we're concerned about Taiwan. However, the traditional, if you read any fucking history books about Rangers post like fucking Panama, pre 1993, pre Mogadishu, even mostly just pre 9/11. So in between when 375 came about and pre 9/11, if you look at the traditional Ranger training cycle during their deployment component, they would be going fucking around the world and doing fucking training events. So that was like their deployment because there wasn't actually a fucking war going on. So the fact that 275 was in Hawaii doing OTB shit doesn't mean anything about Taiwan necessarily. What it means is that we're going back to a traditional Ranger training cycle of, hey, we're not deploying to war. We're going to go fucking send you on some kind of fucking off post training for an extended amount of time, a month, 2 months, 3 months, even. And you're going to go fucking learn something new and hone your fucking skills further in an environment that's not going to be as intensive as the actual training cycle itself, where you have to hit certain metrics of team, squad, platoon, company, maybe MLAT, all that shit. So the fact they're doing OTBs in Hawaii doesn't mean they're training for Taiwan. It means they're close to Hawaii because they're on the West Coast, and it means they're doing outpost training. It has nothing to do with Taiwan directly, because we would go all over the world. We do fucking Antarctic missions or Arctic missions. We just train in different environments than the typical shit. Because of the GWAT, where we were deploying every fucking year, we didn't get the chance to do that as much. So those kind of trips and those kind of fucking training exercises are making a comeback now that there's not as intensive of a rotation overseas as there was during the fucking peak years of the GWAT. There's your answer, my guy. Autisticus. I wish I'd heard the UFO story. I do have it on my channel. It's like literally the second video I posted. So go to my videos, fucking scroll back all the way to the fucking August of 2022. And I'm telling the UFO story in a sauna. Isaac Bolton, how long were you in regiment for? I was in regiment for 6 years. Joe, you were there for
4.
four.
Or like 3 years and like 10 months, some shit. Because I got recycled in RAS.
Rip. How often do you go to training trips to other bases? So that kind of ties into that last question. We typically do at least one off-post training event per rotation. So whether that was JRTC for a week or two, or Fort Knox, or Dahlonega, Georgia, but typically at least once. Joe's about to go get the full JRTC experience.
Yeah.
Gay. I remember because it was the fucking the Ray Charles story, but when we linked up with the fucking big army guys during that training event or that specific mission, they're like, "How long you guys been out here?" Like 4 days. Like, damn, we've been in the box for fucking 4 weeks. And we're like, yeah, we're staying in barracks and we're just flying out to our mission sites every night. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So even when you do go to these other training events, like you're not in the field as long as like other traditional units, which is another fucking selling point of the Ranger Regiment. You're not going to have to go live out of a fucking tent. You're going to be in barracks most of the time. It's going to be intensive. You're going to be up all night doing missions and shit, but you have an actual bunk to sleep in every night, because that's typically our role. We're going to be held in reserve and hitting fucking key raid sites. That's the mission. That's the fucking 75th mission, is America's premier direct action raid force. So we're not going to be out there fucking slogging it out Ranger School style. That's for the line infantry platoons to do. All right. I don't see any fucking other questions. Vanilla core power. I'm not drinking out of this. I'm fucking spitting in it. One guy. Cool montages that you see in recruiting videos. How much of the job is that awesome badass stuff compared to not so badass stuff? I'd say it's a 1-to-1 ratio, honestly. Like you get to do a lot of cool shit. It may not look as cool as like the chopped up edited PAO, the Public Affairs Office, puts it out, but it is fucking still cool on the ground to do. So
Yeah, even just like fucking clearing through rooms with nons and blowing fucking charges like at night. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not for everyone, but if you fucking like shooting guns and, you know, if you play Call of Duty and always wanted to fucking go be in a campaign mission, well, I mean, that's kind of what it is. Obviously, most of the time it's not fucking real life targets, fucking actually shooting bad guys, but you know, like
we try and make it realistic.
Yeah, we got fucking, you'll do or training events or whatever where, you got like real fucking civilians as pretending to be bad people that can actually speak Arabic and shit like that. And makes it as real as possible and kind of really makes you feel like you're fucking to a certain extent. If you want to call it that, obviously it's not the same, but
Do you remember that one mission we did? Or a training mission?
Yeah, when
where we were on
Monster,
containment
with the fucking code word got called because fucking someone got a goddamn banger
to the face, dude.
That'll do it.
So we were on did we take buses for that one?
No, we took a bird.
We took a bird. We landed. Our squad was on containment, so we were on ladders and like controlling the outside of the compound. And we're like, I'm posted up on a ladder. Joe's a saw gunner at this point, and he's fucking posted up on a fucking long axis on the black side. And we're just, listening on. I'm on comms because I was a team leader at this point, listening into what was going on. And we had role players. There's like a contracting group that does like role playing, and they're like all Middle Eastern. They speak Arabic. They fucking look Arabic. And then try and make it as realistic as possible. So like all the women, like we'll have women on target and they're like screaming, fucking losing their minds. And as Assault is like clearing the compound and clearing the building, they banged a room and one of the role players got fucked up. And so they started screaming monster, monster, which is like the safe word, if you will, to where like, hey, real world fucking like, hey, chill, tone it back. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
what's going on there?
I thought they were just screaming that because they were getting shot. I'm like, yeah, fucking that's what you signed up for, bro.
It's fucking UTM, bro. You're not gonna die. Cultural differences between battalions. Yeah, there are some.
Yeah,
175. It's hard to say without being in. And I don't want to spoil too much because every battalion has their own kind of culture. Like first bat, we were pretty laid back. Like third battalion, because you are at the flagpole, like you're wearing your fucking uniform every single day. You're fucking you gotta be looking the part. You gotta be fucking dressed the part most of the time. But first bat, we were a little bit laid back, like we would wear PTs if we weren't actually like preparing to go out and do something. But third bat, I know they got to like wear the duties a little bit more than us. I have no idea about second bat really,
Yeah, I don't either.
but I feel like they're also pretty chill because they're way far away from the flagpole.
Yeah.
How long would it take you to run the rabbit without wanting to shoot a target you see outside of your sector? That is a very confusing question.
How long would it take?
What?
Shoot a rabbit?
Run the rabbit. So it's if you're going, it's specifically about corner fed rooms. So we never did this with when you were there, but it was when we had the guy from fucking Deco as our squad leader.
Yeah.
We did a technique called run the rabbit on a quarter fed room. So the first guy, he sprints to his fucking what's it fucking called?
Point of domination.
Point of domination, thank you. He would sprint to his point of domination, which is the far corner, and he'd just go straight down. Which would make the fucking, if there's a guy in the fucking far right corner, if we're going, if the corner fed room is on the left, the doorway is on the left rather, and he'd sprint down that long axis, and then that second guy would be able to get in. The theory being, he's sprinting down that corner, that guy's going to be fucking trying to shoot that first man, but he's moving so fast that he doesn't get accurate shots to allow the second man to immediately follow him in and fucking dome the guy before he hits the fucking number one man. So that's kind of the idea of the rabbit run, if you will.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My interpretation was, the way I interpret that was rabbit was a squirter, and if the squirter pokes out of the building in your sector, how long do you wait to shoot him?
No,
that's what I interpret.
No. Rabbit run is the fucking the corner, or the corner technique for a corner fed room.
Yeah.
Big gamble, and in real life, it'd be hard to pull off because in training, like we typically wouldn't have that much shit inside of a fucking shoot house, right? Like in real life, there's gonna be fucking beds or fucking tables, couches or whatever. So it really wouldn't work out too well in a real life scenario, in my opinion. It would have to be a very specific kind of layout, and you'd have to kind of know it before you go in. So maybe he'd pie the room and get like a fucking full SO in the room, and like, hey, everything is clear except for this corner. And then if he has a clear line of sight to his point of domination to where he could sprint to it without fucking running into anything, then he'd go and fucking sprint there, and then the number two man would fucking come in on his ass and fucking dome the guy in the corner.
Yeah.
How would you solve the current recruiting crisis, especially in Ranger Regiment? That's a high level question, my guy, because that the recruiting crisis isn't. There's a number of factors into that. I'll ask for your opinion, Joe, but primarily it's the politics of the fucking U.S. right now. With the fact that, one, we're not at war, two, the U.S. government has expressed that they want their own. I don't want to get canceled here, but like they want fucking left-leaning guys and fucking they're trying to appeal to the masses of, we're gonna appeal to the new generation of social justice and shit, like with those recruiting videos that came out, the animated ones. I don't remember the exact name of them, but the fucking really shitty ones with the gay moms and shit. Like that's not going to appeal to the guys that want to fucking K people's faces in, right? So I think what the regiment is putting out is good in its own accord, and it's going to attract the right kind of people, but they're still part of the army as a whole, so you're still subject to the whims of the current administration and what they think is right for the military. So that's a hard one, because you can't just offer money, because if you're in it for the money, you're not in the right place, because you're not going to make much. But if you're in it for going to war and shooting people in the face, it's the right place, but it's hard to get those people when it's not a time of war.
Yeah,
how would you solve it, Joe?
Well, I think the biggest issue, especially with the regiment, is like, one thing I found out, and it's kind of weird, but like what I found out, especially when I went to BLC, and even just in the guard in general and everything, you know, because I was in regiment my full time besides now in the
Yeah.
garden. The biggest thing I've realized is like after talking to a lot of people is like most people in the military don't want to go fight the fight. Most people went into the military for, you know, free college, a stable job, healthcare. Like I'd say 99% of people that go to the military like don't actually want to go fucking fight the fight, you know? And so on top of that, you mix in the my generation now and people growing up, it's like, you know, the fucking generation's soft, you know, compared to what it used to be. And on top of that, like the people now that are getting into the military that are 18, 19, 20 years old weren't even fucking born when 9/11 happened, you know, hasn't affected them one bit. And so, you know, from their viewpoint and stuff like that, the whole war on terrorism was confusing and didn't make sense and felt like we were just over there for stupid reasons because they weren't alive when 9/11 happened or any of that type of shit. So, you know, and I think you also mix it in with the thing now. It's like I feel like the military is kind of in the same line with cops now. Like, you know, it's not the same level of respect that people used to give, and it used to be like such an honor to be in the military. And now it's like, you know, people look at you and fucking think differently. Same thing with cops, you know. Like now, like, you know, there are bad cops and there's shitty people in the military, but like now more people than not fucking dislike cops and hate cops because of few and bad circumstances, you know. And so for my mindset, it's like, you know, if I'm 18, 19 years old right now and I look and it's like, well, why would I want to go into a military where the people that live in America they're ungrateful. They don't fucking care about the military. They don't support it. They think that we're bad. And on top of that, like majority of the people are fucking lazy. They're obese. They're out of shape. Like you mix all of those in and, you know, you get and then there's no war, which is like for the 1% of people that actually want to go in the military, like that's a deciding factor. And so, you know, I think that's why special operations has gotten very thin, is because of the war. You know, like it's like why would you go through med school to become a doctor, and then when you become a doctor, you don't get to ever do any operations or work on anybody or do anything, you know? So, or why would you go work all this time to go make it to the NFL and then never get to play in a game, you know? So I think you mix all those things in, and then, you know, I actually had to do a paper on like retention issues in the military. And I think the biggest issue is re-enlistment and keeping guys in, because, you know, you have their points with selling how to keep people or how to get people, whether it's the free college, you know, the stable job, healthcare, giving people 18, 19-year-olds, you know, opportunity to go travel the world or whatever it is. But, you know, keeping someone in is a lot harder, especially because, well, I already got the free college now. I already got the experience. I already got the deployments. You know, I already got the money, the stable income. I already have, you know, a house, like, you know, so keeping people in is the hardest part. And I don't know specifically the way to keep someone in. I don't have the answer. I'm just not fucking whoever, but, you know, I just think it's a combination of all those factors that kind of, you know, regulate the reason why. So
It's a tough one because, yeah, I mean, retention is I would say probably the thing they should focus on, because it's like you got guys coming in with fucking 40 grand bonuses, and it's like to re-enlist, you're getting maybe fucking 10 grand.
I mean, for my story, short and sweet. I mean, I was an E5 in Ranger Battalion and Special Operations
Were
Unit.
you an E5 in there? You did
Yeah,
get
I hit
E5 before
E5
you got
like
out.
4 or 5 months before I got out, and the best that they were able to offer me, because I had to go see the guy before I ACAP'd or whatever, and the best that they could offer me, I believe, was like 10 grand for 3 years, and the guard offered me 20 grand for 3 years. I mean, like obviously I'm not getting active duty pay, but like that's a double bonus to do way less work.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is the guard offering me more than you guys are? You know, the way I think of it is, I think, we do get certain special pays, right, in regiment, but I completely agree with the money shouldn't be the factor at all. But I think it does come to a certain factor when, you got to think that if you're in a special operations unit of any sort in the military as a whole, you should be getting paid more, because yeah, you get better gear and stuff and you get a little bit of extra pay from certain things, but like it's really not significant for the amount of time and effort and job that you do compared to a lot of other people. So I think that could be maybe possibly one, but I guess I don't really know the solution to it. But yeah, I could go on a tangent, but
Did you guys ever get to do any like mountain warfare stuff in the snow? No. Once I saw 175 doing mountain warfare training in the snow. I didn't know that they went to the snow. I mean, I know that they're recently doing an NTC trip. I don't know what the conditions are currently at NTC, but we never did any cold weather stuff like directly. Some guys have gone to the Mountain Warfare Training Center and done like the Mountain Warfare course with the Marines and stuff, but I never did it. You never did it. What was the most per diem you ever received for OCONUS exercises? We never did OCONUS exercises, but for deployment in Syria, I was getting like fucking $80-something a day, I think, or like $90-something a day. Which some of that was being used for chow because we had to pay for chow. But it equaled out to where we were making more per day than we were paying, per day in food. So nothing insane. Did you guys ever think about going to CAG? Yeah, I've talked about that before. I don't really want to dive into that tonight because I'll get sad. Tips for injury prevention and RASP. Stretch in your off time. Don't go fucking hard on the weekends. You don't really need to do PT on the weekends and RASP. Honestly.
Hydrate and fucking ice.
If you can, yeah, ice.
Yeah.
Any MEPS tips? Bro, MEPS was fucking a decade ago almost.
If you had any surgeries ever whatsoever, to save yourself some time, go get the documentation from wherever you got it from. And that way you have it filmed. Because like I had wrist surgery like 2 years before that. And when I went there, I got sent back and I had to go get the documentation for my wrist surgery. So if you've ever had any surgery in the past, make sure that you have the paperwork for that. That's the only thing I guess.
But they're saying, there's a guy in the chat saying, like, don't fucking lie about anything. I think that they've just changed it to where they can pull even civilian medical records. So if you have been to the doctor for anything that would disqualify you, don't try and lie about it because I think that they can find out now. So just be forthright and fucking don't lie about it just because they'll find out eventually and it could fuck you.
Yeah, and that's like an iffy subject, or at least for me, because before I went in, I had a brain bleed in my head that I had from a car accident, and then I got a TBI while in the military, and after filing for disability and stuff like that, a big thing they try to tell me with, and I had to fight a big thing with that was trying to say, oh well, like the symptoms you're receiving from that could also be from your head injury that you had beforehand. And so like, yeah, don't lie about anything, but just be cognizant that, whatever you claim or whatever you had injuries in the past, if you have anything in the military and you eventually want to go claim disability, like you got to realize that sometimes it may fucking cross check with each other and you may get fucked. So,
yeah. Do you think Russian special forces will have a large impact in Ukraine? Because it seems that their regular army is unqualified. I really haven't been keeping up to date with fucking whatever's going on in Ukraine. I do know that they have been kind of just throwing Spetsnaz at into the meat grinder and into more conventional roles to where they're getting fucking hemmed in by Ukrainian artillery and shit. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm qualified to speak on a whole lot of the fucking Ukrainian conflict right now, my guy.
There's a video on YouTube. I went down a deep rabbit hole fucking like a month ago. There's a video of what would you call them? Fucking volunteer fucking dudes, soldiers from different countries. There's like a former Marine who went over fighting the battle in Ukraine, and fucking there was a video, and it's a full fucking like hour-long video, hey, on GoPro. There's like a fucking team of Spetsnaz dudes in this building right next to him, and they didn't realize it, and they started fucking engaging them, and ended up backing up and fucking literally just started fucking dropping mortars on them and fucking kill all the dudes in the fucking building.
Yeah,
all the Spetsnaz dudes. So yeah, they're being put through the fucking meat grinder, dude.
Yeah, like they're not using them like we would probably use Rangers. Like they're putting them out there, like like you and I have said, like into the meat grinder versus using them for fucking strategic point targets.
Yeah. I think at that point in time, like because it's such a big conflict between them two, that what they may specialize in, they kind of don't have the opportunity to, because they're needed.
They need bodies, really. Yeah. So if I were presented the chance to go to RASP but didn't feel like I'm physically ready, do you think I should go or wait until I'm ready? I mean, if you can pass the fucking RASP PT test, like you're ready, no need to wait. Like you'll figure it out. It's more of a mental game than it is physical. If you can meet the requirements physically, like the base requirements, like as long as you fucking don't quit, like you'll be all right. I'm gonna go take another piss. Go.
All right, I'll add on to that too. Yeah, as far as like the physical requirements for RASP, I'd say the only thing that I ever see that gets anybody, and like Ari was saying, make sure obviously you can pass the PT test. But the only thing that I ever see people fail ever is the push-ups. Push-ups is like the one thing that if you're going to fail a PT test, they fail the push-ups. So before you go, make sure that you can knock out fucking the max push-ups to be safe. The run, obviously you want to be able to you need to be able to pass the 5-mile run in 40 minutes. But when you get to RASP through pre-RASP, I mean, even through basic airborne school, pre-RASP and RASP, you're going to be doing so much fucking running that cardio-wise, you could do a 5-mile fucking, and then do another one and pass both. Like you're going to be in amazing cardio shape. Like that's where you're going to get in your cardio shape. However, you're obviously, you'll do push-ups when you get smoked and stuff, but you got to remember, like through that whole time frame, you're not going to be like as much going and working out and going to the gym and stuff. You're going to be mainly doing cardio intensive and endurance based workouts. And so your push-ups it's what's going to falter and your cardio is going to rise. So the biggest thing you want to do is make sure that you are very strong in push-ups, because your run is going to be just fine. You can pass a 5-mile before you get into the military throughout basic fucking pre-RASP and RASP, you're going to be in good enough shape to fucking pass a 5-mile. But push-ups is the one thing I've ever seen guys fail. So if there's one thing you're going to focus on, make sure that. But like Ara was saying, it's just it's all mental at the end of the day. So, as long as you can meet the standards for the basic PT tests before you get there, then the rest is just don't quit, don't be a bitch, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's good that the USA doesn't have people fighting USA wars, or do you think it throws the balance of the world off? Very, very question. Like obviously we have to advance our interests abroad and maintain those interests. But it's hard because it's like I didn't necessarily join because I solely believed in advancing our interests. I joined for the fucking adventure of it, right? So maybe that's, you know, an immature way of looking at it, looking at joining the army or the military. But I joined because I wanted, you know, fucking adventure. I didn't join because I believed in like, oh, we got to stop the Russians. I got to stop the commies or whatever the fuck. Is like I joined because I wanted to fucking go to war, regardless of necessarily who we were fighting. I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't believe we should really get too entangled in like fucking foreign conflicts, unless it's like a direct, you know, threat to the U.S. as a whole or the mainland. So, caveating, someone asked if we go to war, you guys going back? Well, Joe's still in, so if we go to war right now, Joe's fucked. But it would take an invasion of the mainland probably at this point for me to want to go back.
Yeah.
But at that point, it'd be probably easier for me to just be a guerrilla fighter in the U.S. John W. Again, former Ranger, I'm pretty sure. When getting out, what items did you not want to part ways with, and why was it your 3 Alpha? I kept mine, and I kept my helmet, and I kept my Alice pack. And Joe, you turned your 3 Alpha in.
I turned everything in because fucking short story. Listen, it was my fucking second day fucking battalion, and I laid all my shit out because we were about to do fucking fries the next morning. I laid out all my shit on my fucking locker, and I come into the cage 30 minutes early to go clean the fucking cough, and the cage is unlocked, and my fucking my locker is open, and my nods mount is gone. And so, long story short, I ended up getting a memo to get a fucking new nods mount. But 4 years later, when I go to fucking go turn in my shit, it says that I'm assigned for 2, and obviously I only have 1. And this is when everybody's deployed, so this is like a rear D, and the leader in charge failed at his fucking job because he wanted to go play golf and missed out on opportunity to fucking get me a goddamn memo signed before I got out. So that way I didn't have to pay for it. So I had to pay for a fucking whole nods mount. So I gave up everything because I didn't want any more fucking payments because that nods mount's like $700 fucking dollars.
It's not 700, it's like 400.
They charged me 700.
Those fucking bastards, dude. Really?
Yeah. It was like 767.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
I could buy one right now for like 400 or 500. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, you can buy anything fucking cheaper than what they'll charge you for.
That is true. Well, the helmet, I kept my helmet, and my helmet was only like $800, which full price I think would be like 1,000. I don't know, but I wasn't parting ways with my helmet because I have night vision myself. So I was like, I want my own helmet.
Did they say anything to you when you fucking went in there like, nah, I don't have a helmet?
They're like, why don't you have your helmet? And I was like, oh, you know, I was on CSP. Like I was gone. I might have left my locker unlocked because they were like trying to get me to like go through and like file a fucking complaint, not a complaint, like an investigation, like start an investigation. I was like, well, I might have left my locker unlocked. And they kind of just left it at that because like, oh, you're a fucking dumbass. And it's like, yeah, definitely don't have it at home. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yo, they're gonna fucking come get you, dude.
They're gonna fucking watch this and be like, that motherfucker, I paid for it, all right? Suck my ass. But I kept my 3 Alpha as well and my Alice pack. They didn't question the 3 Alpha because that's a common item that's misplaced. They questioned the Alice pack a little bit more. They're like, oh, why don't you have your Alice pack? It's like, oh, I knew you guys were like collecting them. Like I thought I turned mine in. And they're like, oh, we don't have it on the record here. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I guess I'll just pay for it. It was only like fucking $90. I was like, worth it. It's like, if you're not issuing him anymore, you don't need him back. So I'll eat the bill on that one. If they were still issuing him, might have been a different story, but still probably would have kept it. Oh, we're caught up. We're caught up on questions. So we'll fucking bullshit.
You want me to tell my fucking rant about the guard?
Yeah, let's hear it. New rant. Is this a new one?
This is a new rant.
Okay.
I was talking to fucking Shoemate a couple days ago about it. So after last year, we were supposed to have like a fucking all the squad leaders. We're supposed to have a meeting. And then me. So I'll give you guys, everybody who's listening here. So I'm just a fucking E5, right? In the guard. However, I've been in a squad leader position for fucking like 2 years now. I turned down a promotion a couple months ago to be an E6 somewhere else because I didn't want to go. But long story short, I've been pretty much just getting fucking passed around to whatever job that needs to get filled, like platoon sergeant, fucking weapon squad leader, whatever fucking squad leader job it is, they just push me to it. So we were supposed to have a fucking meeting about how we wanted to set up the leadership. And I've been piecing my mind for the past year, right, about fucking, I'm not going on deployment. I'm getting out. You need to get other guys in these leadership experience to get this fucking, so when they go on deployment, they're not a fucking fresh team leader or squad leader that's never done anything in their life. Well, the meeting didn't happen. Shocker. I know, right? And then I get a fucking task org pushed out to me fucking last week while I'm fucking at home. And it says, and I've been in third squad my whole time. So the way the guard does it is, first and second are literally like fucking ask one, ask two, and then fucking third squad's like security or support, whatever. And so I've always been in third squad. Well, they ended up moving my squad leader to weapons because weapons doesn't have a squad leader. Thinking, okay, well, I'm going to be third squad leader like I have been for the past 2 years. Nah, they said the second squad leader who's been in E6 for like 2 years, he's been there, that squad leader for 2 years. They're going to flip-flop me and him. I'm like, why are you going to move me to second squad and him to third? I'm going to have, like, I know everything that's wrong with what the issues are in my squad. I know who my dudes are, et cetera, et cetera. Why are you moving me to his squad and him moving to my squad? I'm like, what the fuck does that make sense? That doesn't. And so for the past like week, I've been trying to figure out like who all these dudes are, get in contact with them, see like if they have the packing list. Come to find out, my one team leader doesn't even have a fucking kit. He lost his kit. Come to find out, two of my fucking privates, one of them has a ruck without a fucking top flap to it.
How?
He was issued it like last year, and I'm like, you took that? And they're like, he's like, yeah. I'm like, why'd you fucking not give it back and say, no, I don't want this? And so I have like, and then I have like 3 cadets with me that I've never met before. And I come to find out, I was like, I was talking to the first squad leader fucking, because he's like AGR, so he works every day there the full time, and I'm super cool with him. And I was like, yo, why did they like move me and fucking this other dude around instead of just keeping us in our respective squads? And I come to find out that my PL apparently doesn't trust that guy, the second squad leader, to be on the assaulting element, being on the decisive assaulting element. Doesn't trust him to do that job. So they pushed him to third squad and then are pushing me. And I said, so you don't trust your fucking squad leader to do his squad leader fucking job. Then why is he a fucking squad leader? He's been there for 2 years in that position. Why do you guys not fucking trust him? And even if you don't trust him, why are you putting me as an E5 in this fucking position instead of getting another goddamn E6? And I'm like, you guys do realize, well, here's the thing. They're going on fucking deployment, regardless if they do shit or not. Like, I don't get it. Okay, well, cool. We're doing JRTC fucking training with fucking blank rounds and fucking tap system. How about you let him go get some experience there instead of fucking, you know, when live rounds are fucking happening. Like, I was like, you mean to tell me you don't trust, like, he doesn't trust his squad leader to do his job, so you're gonna make an E5 go do a job instead? I was like, what fucking sense does that make? I mean, I'm not gonna be there for deployment and your fucking pre-deployment training coming up. So like, guess he's gonna have to do it then. So I guess you guys are just delaying the inevitable. So it just goes back to my story of like, they don't fucking listen to me with anything. I literally have been telling them for a fucking year, like all these E5s, like, you know, who's gonna take over, like when I get killed off in JRTC, because it's gonna happen either because someone shoots me or because I purposely give myself up because I'm fucking over it. You know who's gonna be the fucking squad leader? The fucking team leader who doesn't have a fucking kit because he lost it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, it's gonna be very interesting. I'm working with 8 dudes that I don't know any of them. Half of them are cadets, half of them don't have shit, missing fucking gear. And yeah, so I've kind of already made up my mind that I think within the first 2 days that we're out there, I'm gonna try to get myself shot so I can go sit in the fucking white cell for a couple days and fucking just sit in a tent, eat some MREs, and fucking joke the smoke and let them suffer. So they can get the fucking
Shit bag.
get the experience they need.
Shit bag.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, imagine that. Imagine hearing like, oh yeah, your PL doesn't trust one of your squad leaders to do his job, so they're just gonna move him to a different squad leader job and make some E5 do it. Like, why is he a squad leader then if you don't trust him? Like, you know, I don't know. That shit mind boggled me because it's like, oh, they're not gonna listen. They never listen. But yeah, that was my rant. I was pissed, and then I've been just having to text these dudes for fucking a week straight, and you know, every day I get a new text. Oh yeah, I'm missing this, by the way. Just letting you know. Oh, sweet. I'll just write that down on my fucking long ass piece of paper of everything. So, yeah, don't do the guard. Don't do it.
Good, because someone asked if you regret going guard.
Yes, I regret I went to go to the guard for good intentions of teaching people knowledge, meeting some cool people, and you know, and kind of like to ease into getting out, like not completely just full sending and getting out. And it's, I mean, maybe if like regular army or whatnot, it'd be a better transition. But from coming to regiment to going to there, it's blasphemy. It's night and day difference. And you know, it's a lot easier to go to work when you're the dumbest one and everybody's smarter than you. But when you go to work and you're the smartest one by far and everybody else is way dumber, it makes it very hard, especially when you're in a leadership position and you have to teach people shit and they're unteachable. It makes it very fucking hard and frustrating. So yes, I regret
it. Oh, Duke Adams. I'm pretty sure he was in fucking 1 or 2 alpha. Duke, are you the fucking same Duke that I know that we went to BLC together, Duke? Fucking drop it in the fucking live chat, dude. Because I'm pretty sure I recognize you. You were the homie that went to EOD from regiment. I need tips for workouts, like running for AIT workouts, like running in the evenings. If you're infantry, you'll be doing OSIT. No, you're not going to be allowed to run in the evenings, but you can do push-ups and sit-ups and fucking. Sometimes they'll have fucking like makeshift weights in your fucking basic training bay. But you do more running than you do anything else. So there's no need to do any extra running. If anything, you need to do more push-ups and sit-ups and fucking push-up variations. So yeah, you don't need to worry about running in the evenings. If you're non-infantry MOS, I don't know how AIT works for anything outside of 11 Bravo. So I don't know. But you probably also don't need to do any extra running. 25 series at Fort Gordon. I know y'all have a specific RASP, pre-RASP. It's like a pre-RASP program. I know that's pretty solid as well. We're wherein you do a specific in the mornings for PT, you go off with the other fucking option 40 guys instead of doing PT with the rest of the company. What's the best way to get into RASP? I didn't get an option 40. Bro, hopefully you can volunteer while you're in fucking basic, because otherwise you're going to be looking at a long and hard road once you get to your unit. I don't know. The timeline to get a RAS packet dropped from a regular line unit, I didn't ever see. Like, there was like a couple guys in my RAS class who came from other units, but they were outnumbered like fucking 10-1 in regards to option 40 versus like packet kind of guys. So if you didn't get an option 40, do your best to volunteer during basic, because if not, it's going to be fucking way harder for you to get one, or a RASP contract, or packet rather, from your receiving unit once you make it through OSIT. Poker nights with the boys, common in regiment? Not really. Overseas sometimes. You'll see poker nights overseas more often, but not typically inside unless you have a squad that really likes poker. I didn't ever play poker until I fucking got out of the army, and I went to a poker night. First time playing poker, and I fucking won the tournament somehow. Pure luck.
You got the face, dude, the fucking stone cold.
Dude, I do. I had a good poker face that night. I had no idea what I was doing. I fucking should have folded a bunch of times, but I got super lucky on fucking the turns and the rivers, and I ended up winning. And then I went back another fucking couple weeks later, and I fucking lost. But any hockey players in regiment? I didn't know any. Did you play hockey, Joe? I feel like you should have played hockey.
I should have. I'm
You
from
Minnesota
Minnesota. Yeah,
motherfucker.
you'd think if anyone in regiment would have played hockey, it would have been me, but no.
No.
A lot of like football wrestlers.
Football and wrestlers are the two most common that you'll see. Wrestling, like I've said before, it's like I wish I would have fucking wrestled in high school versus track, because the conditioning you get in wrestling is way more beneficial to the day-to-day shit of regiment. Plus, the knowledge of wrestling is good in itself, not just the conditioning.
Yeah.
Just knowing how to fucking manipulate weight and use fucking body mechanics and shit helps in platoon brawls and in CQB a little bit. Dude, tell the story of the fucking BD6 class you had to run.
Oh, at the guard?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that shit fucking hurts, bro. I don't know how many of you guys know like how to clear rooms and stuff to T, but so fucking bug flying around. Yeah, it was my first drill there. And they like my platoon sergeant wanted me to teach a class. I was like, well, what do you want me to teach? He's like, anything. I was like, all right, I guess I'll teach fucking how to clear rooms. I was like, bread and butter, teach that shit. So got the engineer tape out, and it was a whole company there, and I was like, all right, dude. So fucking went through everything, on clearing a corner fed, center fed room, and there was two questions that absolutely jaw dropped me. First one, so I talked about what happens if you go into a room and you like have a malfunction, right? Or you go cold, right? And in the guard, they don't fucking carry pistols. So I went in like, okay, so if you go cold, right, or have a malfunction, right? Obviously, you don't have a sidearm transition too, so you have to fucking fix it. So I talked to them about going down on a fucking knee, right? And the dude above or the dude behind him will fucking step behind him, and fucking he'll clear his sectors, and then fucking after it's clear, he'll pick the dude up, grab him by the shoulder, pick him up, and let him know, hey, you're good. Whole purpose of that is that way fucking the dude doesn't try to fix his malfunction and then stands up and fucking gets around straight through the back of his head from his fucking buddy. And the question I got asked from one of the fucking dudes was like, well, if you go in and you have a fucking, you have a malfunction, shouldn't you just go into the center of the room and lay down? That way, like, you're not in anybody's way. And that first felt, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would you do that?
Are you joking my ass right now?
Yeah. And like, look, there's no stupid questions, but if you're going to ask a question, have a reason for why, like, you think that way, because when I ended up asking the guy and I asked him, like, why would you do that? And he had a reason. He said, well, that way, you get out of everybody's way. So you're not in the way, but you just go lay down in the middle of the fucking room. Like, what if there's a fucking couch there and there's a dude laying behind it, like, why would you just go in the center of the room, like, where rounds are going to be fucking flying? Like, it doesn't make sense at all. And so that was the first question. And this guy asked us the next dumb question, which I was fucking jaw dropped too, is it talked about, like, if you go, like, I show him why you don't fucking, when you're pieing or whatever, you don't stick your fucking muzzle in past the fucking breech, right? Because if it gets grabbed, now you're in a fucking shitty situation. And then I told him about, if you get your gun grabbed because you're a fucking dumbass or whatever, told him what to do. And he hit me with a response like, well, what if the dude ends up, like, overpowering you? Like, well, then I don't know what you want me to fucking tell you, buddy. Like, if he overpowers you, first of all, he shouldn't overpower you. Like, at least in the war on terrorism, like, dudes are fucking small. And not only that, but you got fucking an extra 67 pounds on you on top of your body weight. Like, you should be able to take it down to the fucking ground. And if not, and if he overpowers you, then you probably should have fucking worked out more before. I don't know what you want. Don't be a fucking weak bitch. Like,
why are you asking me this dumb shit? What if he overpowers me? Well, then it's your fucking team leader's problem, then, guy, because you fucking suck.
If he overpowers you, then I don't know. You figure the fuck out and make sure he doesn't kill you. I don't know. Fucking start eye gouging.
Hey, dude, you seen Saving Private Ryan? Hey, dude, fucking, I don't know, man.
Start eye gouging him. Fucking start grabbing his balls. I don't know. Do whatever you gotta do. Fucking.
You can't ask this what if, and for fucking learning the basics, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, dude. When he asked me that, I was like, dude, what do you mean if you get overpowered?
What do you mean? Like, you fucking bottom bitch. You fucking like being on bottom, huh?
Literally, dude. Like, what kind of question is that? Like, go work out more. I don't know. It's funny about that kid too. About 3 drills later, he went AWOL. It has yet to be seen.
No, really?
Yeah, he's still on the fucking. They put him on the task board, but they just have AWOL next to it. And he's been gone for like a year and a half.
Wow. That's fucking whack.
Yeah.
Sounds like a queer. What if you're watching this? You fucking suck. Learn how to do fucking CQB. Are you required to max out the ACFT in regiment? No, we have our own shit. You just got to pass the ACFT. I don't know what the standards are because it's fucking complicated. It's not hard to do if you're in regiment shape. You do got to pass the RPAT, which is a fucking 2-mile run, 8-foot wall climb, 20-foot caving ladder, 20-foot rope, 200-meter Skedco drag, 100-meter sprint. No, it's a 100-meter Skedco drag, 200-meter sprint, 1-mile run in 40 minutes with kit and helmet and boots and fucking uniform.
That shit sucks, but it's easy to pass.
Easy to pass. You got to pass the fucking 12-mile ruck in fucking 3 hours. And then the raw assessment, which isn't really graded, is it's like kind of like, yeah, you do it, but it's like if you fucking fail the raw, like no one really cares. It's kind of weird. At least in my experience, like if you fucking fuck something up on the raw, like it wasn't as big of a deal if you fucking failed the RPAT. So as long as you can pass the ACFT, yeah, it's good, but most people are going to be close to maxing it. So as long as you pass it, you're good. However, you're going to get shit talked if you don't max it or get close to maxing it.
It's actually kind of hard to max it.
It is super hard to max it. I don't remember the couple times that I took it before I got out. I got like a fucking 542, I want to say. I don't know. I'll have to look back through my notes. But
I just took it fucking in April.
did you? What was your fucking score?
588. There's
That's pretty
two
good.
events. Two events that I didn't max. I didn't max the run,
Mhm.
which I just kind of don't run that much anymore. I
Yeah.
got like a 14, like 10.
It's hard to max the run because it's like a fucking 1330 still to max it.
Well, and you do this the sled drag,
Mhm.
carry, bro, your legs are shot. And then the other one that I always get close to maxing, but I've never maxed it is the med ball throw. It's like 13 meters, and I
Yeah.
get like 12 and a half like every time, which is something like I can't really train for because I don't have a fucking area in the gym where I can go throw a fucking med ball, nor do I care to. And like, I just work out and it just maintains, because a lot of people can't even throw the ball fucking 6 meters, bro.
Dude,
So
that's whack.
you just work out. But those are like the two events. I mean, the push-ups aren't too difficult. The plank kind of sucks, but it's easy. The deadlift, like it's 345 for 3. And then the what's the other one? The run, sled drag, sprint sled drag carry. That one
They
sucks.
do
That one's not.
the plank too.
Huh?
Did you mention the plank is the other event?
Yeah, the one I was forgetting with the sprint drag carry. That's
The
like
sprint
1 minute.
drag carry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a minute 31 you have to get. Which
That's easy to max.
yeah, but your legs just like feel shitty after, and then you have to go fucking do a 2-mile run.
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna start doing the med ball throw in the fucking civilian gym here.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, dude, it's like, how am I gonna train for, like, I do squats, which helps you with that, and I do like rows and stuff, so you can get a better throw. But it's like the only way to get like, I'm not gonna go to my gym, grab a med ball, and just start throwing in my backyard and shit. Like, I gotta max this. I don't care. Too.
Dude, there's in the Vasa that I go to here, there's like a turf strip that's like probably about 25 meters long, maybe a little bit longer, but it's like narrow. It's like 2 lanes, so it's like fucking 6 foot by 25 meters. And then there's like machines on the left as you're like looking down it, and then there's like a fucking caged off area to the right. It's like a fucking personal training area. It's like, dude, if I was doing med ball throws, I'd fucking for sure being someone that's doing like fucking chest press or something on the fucking machines.
Yeah.
They'd probably kick me out because I already fucking pushed the limits. I was doing fucking Zercher carries with a fucking barbell one of the days.
Yeah.
And it's like this fucking, 7 foot long barbell. I'm fucking
Dude.
like trying to maneuver it past these people that are just fucking standing there waiting to use the machine. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of the way.
I saw, so he added me on Snapchat like a week ago, and I added him back. And so he was one of our privates. He's tall, blonde hair.
Oh, I know who.
Last name starts with an H.
Yeah. Oh boy, he's the homie, dude.
Dude, he posted a video on Snapchat.
Yeah, he was Zercher carrying like fucking 3 plates.
No, bro, it was fucking 4 plates, 405.
Oh, was it 4? Yeah, it was. It was 4 plates. You're right.
And he did it for like fucking 25.
He did it all the way down the gym.
Yeah, and I was like, holy fuck. I was like, because I remember he didn't used to be fucking that strong or shit when
he was that strong. What are you talking about?
When we first got him, bro, I was out deadlifting him.
Well, I think he hopped on the sauce.
Yeah, remember him and the other fucking little blonde dude? They were like fucking.
Well, little blonde dude, or are we talking about fucking?
We're talking dude. I fucking
the
bitched
baby,
at for
the baby L. We got baby. You know who I'm
we're talking about the dude
brown
that
hair.
fucking dropped his goddamn gun.
Who fucking decided to throw his gun across the locker room. Yeah.
Him and fucking old boy, like, I remember they were always like trying to beat my fucking deadlift and shit. And
yeah.
And then I guess, 2 years later, the old boy's fucking Zercher carrying 405. I'm fucking like, all right, bro, get it.
Dude, old boy Zercher carrying more than fucking people can deadlift, dude. I love it.
Oh.
Sucks. He's getting fucking RFS.
Who?
H.
Why?
Because he fucking got caught with a gun going on post.
Well,
that's all we'll say.
Whoever asked that question about how to get fucking, what's the most common reasons for fucking dudes getting, add that to the fucking list. All right.
Yeah. What's a good 2 mile time in regiment? Fuck if I know, dude. We don't fucking run the 2 mile. 13 minutes. There you go.
Yeah.
13 minutes, 14 maybe. I'd say if you're slower than a 14, people are gonna look at you a little bit funny. Can you assess for RSC after 2 years in regiment? Probably not. You're gonna want your fucking ranger tab at least. You're gonna want to probably do at least team leader time to fucking be competitive. Does regiment get a lot of their SOPs passed down from CAG? Good question. I don't know. And if I did know, I wouldn't be talking about it. Probably, just to be safe. I see a lot of SEALs and some Green Berets use the high ready, so muzzle pointed up in CQB. Why does regiment predominantly use low carry? So SEALs specifically use high carry because it's easier to use on boats. I forgot the fucking exact train of thought and the type of logic that they use for high carry on boats, just because it is a little bit more cramped. We predominantly use low carry in CQB because you can fucking kind of blade it off of your shoulder and get your muzzle up and on target faster than high carry. Because high carry, you're all the way up here, right? You got to fucking come all the way down. And it's just, I personally just feel like low carry or low ready rather is faster on target because you can fucking bring it up. But if you bring it up here and you're ported, you're faster getting your muzzle out, popping it off of like that way versus you're here and you gotta then come out.
You can also like maneuver your body, especially going through doorways. Like when you got kid and all that shit, and if it's like a narrow doorway, like being able to tuck it into you allows you a lot more maneuverability, like to get around corners, get around tight spaces, and just overall in a room. Than if you were to high carry it.
Yeah, it's safer, and then there's also the training. The training, I guess, I don't want to call it a training scar because the low ready is I think superior again to the high ready. But in a shoot house, you have guys on a catwalk, right? So you have guys above you watching your shit, and it's like if you're in a high carry, you're pointing your fucking muzzle at these guys. Like, yeah, obviously you're not going to shoot them, but like you're still pointing your gun at them.
Yeah.
So yeah. Any experience with counterintelligence rangers? I feel like that's a fucking 35 or RMIB question again. 35 series. Okay, so he's specifying 35 series in the Ranger Regiment. Yeah, again, RMIB don't have any experience really beyond what I've already talked about. Do you think the ACFT is practical? I think that the Army should have just taken the RPAT and gone with the RPAT because the RPAT is significantly more practical than the ACFT. Just because you're wearing a kit, you're fucking wearing your helmet, you're jumping over walls, you're climbing ropes, you're dragging a Skedco, you're sprinting, you're running 3 miles. It's way more practical than the ACFT. Like the ACFT is trying to simulate what the RPAT actually is. It's like the whole point of the medicine ball throw is like you're trying to fucking boost your buddy over a wall, right? Well, it's like, hey, how about you just train a fucking wall climb by yourself? Fucking crazy, isn't it? It's like that doesn't take nearly as much equipment as fucking having to buy medicine balls that you're gonna have to replace versus you have fucking 2 walls at your fucking your unit that you practice fucking climbing and you build a fucking rope tower. Most units have fucking rope towers and most of them it's not hard to build a fucking wall, 8-foot wall out of railroad ties. You don't have to fucking buy a trap bar for deadlifts. Like you're gonna have a Skedco. Like Skedcos make sense to have
or even the sprint drag carry. Like
yeah,
you're doing it with kit, fucking helmet and boots on. That's what you're gonna be doing in real life if you ever need to. So
yeah, like why are you fucking practicing dragging a sled in fucking PT uniform that's not even heavy as a real person versus sked dragging a fucking 200 or 100? It's 185 pounds for about 100 meters, so 50 down, 50 back, 185 pounds. But it's not factored into, like, there's not a specific time you have to hit. You just have to come in under the 40 minutes. RPAT, I think, is a way better combat assessment test versus the ACFT. And the Army was fucking stupid in trying to do the ACFT versus the RPAT, in my opinion. The RPAT tests you way more, but again, they had to fucking cater to the fucking. We still got to test the core strength.
Well, that's the thing. when we used to
Bitch.
do the leg
The
tuck,
leg tuck. Yeah.
which made way more sense than the planks because the leg tuck simulates, then again, why our pet's superior of climbing a rope, right?
Yep.
Pulling yourself up and tucking your knees to it just like you would if you had a rope, right?
Yeah.
Same simulation. And everybody's like, oh, it's so easy. Well, it's like, okay, well then, if you do the RPAT and you had fucking kit on and you just ran 2 miles and you're trying to climb it, it's a lot harder, but it simulates that. And then now you're into a plank. Well, what is the point of a fucking
What
plank?
the fuck is the point of a plank, dude? Like,
You
yeah,
know?
it's a good smoker. I remember there was that one time where we were smoking the privates, same 3 guys, and we were like, hey, plank competition.
Mhm.
And we made him plank. But aside from like using it for like training versus an actual test, like there's better ways to test the fucking core competencies of someone that needs to know how to fight. So maybe they could probably modify the RPAT. They probably don't need to do the caving ladder, in my opinion. They could probably take that out and just do the rope climb. But it's like, oh, but girls can't do the rope climb. Well, maybe girls shouldn't be in the fucking combat arms. But
Can't they do the rope
again, they're
climb?
trying. What's up?
Why can't they do the rope climb?
Because they're fucking weak.
The rope climb is all fucking legs. Girls have naturally stronger legs.
I know. But I can't remember what I saw, or where I seen it or read rather that the women have a problem with the rope climb. But it's honestly probably easier than the fucking leg tucks, and it's probably easier than the fucking plank. But again, we're thinking about the army as a whole, and I guess it just made more sense for them to do it fucking with the ACFT. Voss and Lehigh. I don't think there's a Voss and Lehigh, Harrison. I work out at the American Fork Vasa, which I guess is probably the Voss and Lehigh that you're thinking about. So if you see me in there, hit me up. I usually go fucking about midday most days. Did you watch the Business Insider inside a Army Ranger night raid bag, Joe? Did you see that video?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I watched it too. That shit
I
was
gotta
cool.
say, his cries look crispy.
And I could definitely tell that he was a platoon sergeant because he was talking good, but then he started kind of rambling on a little bit. But I was like, yeah, that's a real Ranger for sure.
I kept looking at his cries. I was like, dude, those things are like freshly ironed, crisped, clean. I was like, back.
Yeah, that was a good video. Again, but that's a platoon sergeant. So the platoon sergeant, they don't need to carry as much shit on target. Platoon sergeants running around like he said in the video himself. He was like, I don't have to carry as much shit. Like my role isn't to fucking be in the fight. It's to manage the fight, basically. So what he's carrying isn't indicative of what you're going to be carrying as a team leader. And as a team leader or a fucking private or a saw gunner, you're going to be carrying a lot more shit. You're going to be carrying a litter potentially, or Skedco. As a team leader, you're going to be carrying the fucking shotgun, breaching charges, fucking hoolie tool, sledgehammer, and your fucking back panel. You're going to be carrying a lot more shit. Machine gunner, fucking AG, you're going to be carrying all kinds of machine gun shit. If you're a private, if you're out on target, you're going to be probably a grenadier, so you're going to be carrying your fucking 320 plus 320 rounds, plus a fucking litter or a Skedco, or if you're on containment, you're gonna be carrying a fucking ladder. So it was an accurate video. I liked it. But again, think about the roles. So he's a platoon sergeant, so he doesn't have any special roles, or he's not part of any special teams. Common to see regular Army infantry going to RASP and showing up to the line regiment. Man, we get these fucking repeat questions all the time. No, yeah, you don't see very many. It's again a 10-to-1 ratio probably in RASP of guys who are just getting into the Army versus guys who've been in.
Yeah, most of the time, like especially the option 40 contract, you're just going to see guys that are fresh in the military coming in, just because like that's what's offered, and most of the time people, at their regular units, like most people, if they went to a regular Army unit when they got in, they're more than likely not gonna just randomly get the upspurt to go to special operations unit, you know?
Yep. So, I mean, we like to train our own too, because it's like we have our own unique way of doing things. I mean, all of it is very doctrinal, but we still have our own unique TTPs and stuff, and it's easier to get someone fresh and just fucking train them up to be a ranger than it is to take someone who's infantry for, even a year or 2 years and try and break their fucking bad habits of whatever they were taught in their other unit.
Oh, well,
And
my
try and
fucking old
teach them.
team leader,
Oh, my
old
old
team
team
leader
leader
told me
said
how
to
to
do
do
this.
this.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking geek. You're
Do
not fucking
push-ups.
do fucking push-ups, guy. No one gives a fuck how you did it in the 82nd. No one gives a fuck how you did it in the 25th. And again, like we've talked about fucking imports ad nauseum at this point. So yeah, it's silly. Career progression in the army. So they're asking about career progression is slower in 11 series and regiment versus the big army. Yeah, because guys actually are fucking competitive there. Like in 3 alpha when I was in, we had like some of the senior fucking team leaders in the battalion, like guys who'd been team leaders for over 2 years. Like in the regular army, like typically like you're not going to be a team leader longer than 2 years. But because people try and stick around longer and you need to demonstrate actual competence longer, it is slower. They did try and change it to be, match the rest of the army to where like you get auto promoted after a certain amount of time. But it kind of ended up backfiring because you were getting guys in team leader roles who really shouldn't have been in team leader roles. But it's like we're playing by the fucking rules of the big army when like SF, for example, like they have their own kind of rules when it comes to that shit. Like everyone's an E5 or an E6 when you make it through SFAS and the Q course versus regiment. And we're playing by, again, the rules of the big army. We're like, oh, we're going to promote you after a certain amount of time. And then you have to be in that role. And it just created a lot of complications to where guys were fucking being team leaders or squad leaders when they probably shouldn't have been because they just didn't have the time underneath to learn all of the fucking duties and responsibilities of that position.
And I'll add caveat that I'm a perfect example of it. I mean, like I turned down a promotion about 3 months ago to get promoted in E6. And, I did 4.5 years active. And then I just tomorrow will hit my 2 years in the guard. So 6.5 years and like are like getting promoted to an E6. Like I was not even a team leader for 2 years. In E5 for 2 years, and I'm getting promoted in the guard to an E6, and I've been doing squad leader for two years. In regiment, like I would have been a gun team leader for all of
At least a year.
2021 for a year. Like I'd be probably I would probably like second year or I'd be coming on my second year as an actual like team leader, like E5 on a line squad right now. So I'd still have like another year and some change before I'd even like have an opportunity to probably get promoted. So like obviously the guard's not the regular army, but that's the caveat and show you like and it's also like for me, the reason why I'm able to get promoted so fast in the guard is because of all my credentials and the fact that I'm far above my peers. Regiment, like Alra was saying, everybody's competitive as shit, and at the same point, it's like the guard or the regiment values the experience and time and training, so that realizing that it's going to take time and experience to get to a certain level, and so just randomly throwing people in to these roles because they got promoted and stuff, like it's not how it's going to work. Like I mean, we'd have times where we get an E5, the regiment just came from RAS, and you just push him over to fucking weapon squad. He's not going to be, just because he's an E5 doesn't mean he's going to be a team leader regiment. Like you need to fucking learn the way, learn the ropes, get the fucking training, get the experience before you can go do that. And so regiment really values like, your time and experience and training and putting you in that role and keeping you there until they deem that you're ready. Not just because some fucking timeline says like, oh, well, you should be that. Fuck the timeline. Are you ready to do it or not? And that doesn't mean you can get promoted before fast too. Like if you're shit hot, you can get promoted as fast if you're way above your peers, but so.
Favorite weapon system? Mark 48. 7.62 saw. Love that shit. That shit fucking would never malfunction. Ever. Ever. That's not true. But I did have way less malfunction with my Mark 48 than I did my saw.
See, I never had malfunctions with my saw, dude. I had a good
You had a
saw.
good one because I passed you down a good one, dude.
The only time ever I had a round stuck in the fucking barrel one time. But other than that, I never had malfunctions. And I say the saw or the 48. I do like the 48, but the only issue I hate with the 48, bro, is them fucking bipod legs. They're like fucked. I don't like them. I don't like the fuck. And on top of that, I don't like the fucking drums and how they like touch the fucking ground damn near.
Yeah,
like
that was annoying. You couldn't get as much fucking maneuverability when you're on bipod.
Well, those bipod legs, they were super like, almost like, I don't know, like just sticky. Like they wouldn't like, they just didn't work as good as Granted, the saws bipod legs are fucked a lot of times when they would just slide
They were
right
way
out.
too loose. Yeah.
But that's why I just did my fucking old fashioned trick of just taping the bottoms and say, I hope I fucking never need to extend them. And I never did.
Yeah. I love the 48. If I could have one machine gun outside a regiment, it'd be a 48 just because that thing fucking ate shit. That in a good way. Like it would just fucking eat whatever you threw into it. Our medics in the fight, or are they on the sidelines? All right, Josh, my guy, I'm gonna refer you to the fucking first hour of this podcast when we were talking about fucking roles. Are they in the fight, or are they on the sidelines if someone gets hurt? Yeah, they're not really doing much unless someone gets hurt. Who does the breaching on the team? A designated breacher, the team leader, or who? So the team leader is typically going to have the charges. He's going to be the fucking guy that's going to be carrying the explosive charges out on target. He may or may not have a mechanical tool inside of his back panel. But typically he'll be in charge of the explosives. Sometimes the rifleman will carry the shotgun. I've seen that. But a lot of the times the team leader will also be carrying the shotgun to where he's going to pass the signal back in the stack. Hey, we're doing a fucking shotgun banger on this door. So he'll fucking pull the shotgun out and then the guy behind him will have a fucking banger on his shoulder ready to go. Guy will shotgun the door. He'll fucking kick it open, spin away. Number 2 man is going to banger it. And the number 2 man is going to become the number 1 man while the fucking team leader stows his shotgun. Or he might jump in the stack as number 2 man if he's quick, or just lets it dangle or whatever. But typically, I mean, in an ideal situation, the team leader is going to be the first to the breach. He's going to do the breacher's assessment on the door, and he's going to make the call as to what they're going to use. If he decides to go mechanical, he's not going to be the one pulling it out, right? So he's going to have it either in his back panel or someone else further back in the stack. So he's going to signal back to the rest of the stack, we're going mechanical. They're going to fucking get whatever tool they've got, either pass it to the team leader, or the team leader is going to fucking step off the door and that fucking individual is going to initialize the breach or, conduct the breach on that door. In a lot of cases, they'll pass it off to the team leader just because he is more experienced. He knows what he's doing with that tool. He's had more training with it. So you want a successful breach on that door. So it is typically the team leader who's going to be doing most of the breaching. However, you are still going to get trained up in all the TTPs when it comes to breaching. How early should someone go for ranger school in regiment? You don't really get to choose. You just want to get to school as soon as you can, and how you do that is crush PT. That's typically the biggest indicator. Like you can be a fucking idiot, but if you max your PT test and you crush all the other fucking privates in your platoon, you're going to get a slot sooner than that. More times out of not. God damn it, Josh. Fucking asking me fucking whack ass questions. Would you rather be 13 Fox or 11 Charlie? I'm considering 13 Fox because I've not heard good things about being a Chuck in regiment. Go watch my podcast with Trevor Burnett. Go back in the podcast playlist and go find it. But I personally would still rather be a Chuck than a 13 Fox. Yeah, I don't know, actually. That's a good question. What do you think, Joe?
I would say, I mean, one of my really good buddies was a 13 Fox, and
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I
I
feel
should get
like,
him on.
yeah, he no, I mean, he like, I mean, training wise, because obviously he never got to go actually do anything real life, but I mean, they would always go out to fucking trips to fucking wherever for a week or two, and go practice doing fucking whatever, call for fires and shit. So training aspect, he had it super chill, got to do a lot of cool trips, got to go to a lot of cool places. And then I just feel like if you ever had to in real life scenario, I mean, I feel like that'd be pretty cool, but I also I guess I just don't really know much. I don't really didn't really have anybody's like 11 Chuck wise. So I guess I would say 13 Fox just because I have a buddy who was close and did that. So
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I would just
I'd probably pick 13 Fox too,
I mean I would
to be
just pick
honest.
11 Bravo.
But I mean, yeah, again, you can't pick 11 Chuck. Like you're gonna get randomly assigned 11 Chuck. But most time, like probably, 4 out of 5 times, you're gonna be a fucking Bravo versus a Chuck. So you don't really get to pick. So if you're worried about 11 Chuck, don't worry about it. Just fucking go 11 X-ray, and you'll be good. I've heard a lot of people saying regiment is a good leadership breeding ground versus other soft. Is it mostly due to individual ranger discipline and instilling good habits later on, early on? I.e., when choosing to go SF Ranger, go Ranger, since it'll make you a better soldier, then go SF because you'd be a better soldier. Yeah, I think that growing up in a Ranger regiment, if you're coming straight from fucking high school, if you're fucking, just barely becoming an adult, Ranger regiment's where you want to be because it does instill just fucking basic, like we take individual Ranger discipline, individual soldier discipline, we take that shit very seriously. Like we're masters at the fucking basics. We're, the most elite light infantry in the world at the end of the day. So like all the fucking basics, like, yeah, we get to do cool shit, helicopter raids, fucking all that shit. But like if we had to do, Ranger patrolling or fucking, platoon level tactics, like Ranger school kind of shit, like we would still be the best at that. And that carries over. So starting in a regiment and getting that fucking foundational understanding of what right looks like is going to help you out if you decide to go SF later on. Parallel universe where you choose a different soft career. Joe, if you couldn't go Army and if you couldn't go Ranger, what would you have picked if you had to join a different soft unit?
Well, like yeah, I'd go Air Force and I go BPJ.
Really?
Well, here's my dilemma. Here's my thought process. I hate the water, so I would never go Navy to be a SEAL. Marines, they're just too fucking about themselves. Don't like Marines. I mean, I got a Marine buddy here, but super chill, super cool. But I just not the Marines, and I wouldn't want to go SF in the Army just because I don't really like their whole, I guess, way their mission set. I guess I don't really care for their mission set per se. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean like that's all they do. I'm tracking that, but like if I like Rangers, I picked or Rangers fucking mission set like was appealing to me because it's like, all right, they're like the top dogs to go fucking hit objectives. Like that's what I wanted to do, right? And I wanted to do it in a fucking platoon, company, whatever size element that goes and fucks up a village or fucks up whatever. That was my ideal thing. But the reason why I pick Air Force PJ is because I think I would just like none of the other jobs appeal to me, and I think I would like to go do something like that. Being I don't know. I would probably have to say that. maybe my next thing would be if that wasn't that, I guess I would do Army SF just because.
Well, if you couldn't pick Army.
Oh, if I couldn't pick Army, then I would definitely do Air Force PJ because I don't want to swim in the water and do SEAL shit. I mean, if I like the water, yeah, sure, I'd go be a SEAL, but I fucking hate the water and I hate fucking that shit. So, and then Marines, I don't know. I just
They're
don't
fucking
care.
sus. Marines are sus, dude.
So I'd go Air Force PJ.
Yeah. I have a buddy from high school. It's actually a PJ. Him, and then I have another guy. I'll have to find the fucking picture, but he was like significantly younger than me. He's like fucking 5 or 6 years younger than me. But he was super about Ranger shit when I was like in high school still too. And he actually he's still in the PJ pipeline, but that pipeline is long as fuck, dude. It's like fucking 2 years long.
I
there's
think
still a lot of swimming, Joe. Like, did you know that there's still a fuck ton of swimming?
yeah. Look, all right. I'll put it this way: I'm okay with the water in like pools and shit. I'm not okay just randomly swimming out in the fucking ocean without a life vest on for fucking however many goddamn hours and then doing my drowning fucking test. You know.
Well, they
I
do
know
the drowning
people's-
test, but I don't think they do any open ocean shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm okay with the drowning test because I'm in a pool and like someone's gonna save me. If I'm out in the fucking ocean, a goddamn shark bites my leg off. All right, I'm pissed. But I think too, PJs would be cool because it's like, you know, it's different environment compared to like, you know, Ranger Battalion or being in like a platoon or whatever, where it's like, you know, you obviously on a deployment would get attached to whatever so and so, and like you would meet a lot of cool fucking people, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
cool, just kind of like how we had Air Force guys with us, like, you know, whatever, and shoot the shit with a bunch of different people, and you know, you're kind of your own boss in a sense to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like you're not, you know, it's a different environment than having a team leader and then a fucking squad leader and then blah 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 blah. But what would you do?
I think I've mentioned before, I'd probably go SEAL just because I have the Navy, a little bit of Navy lineage. If we're looking back 6 fucking generations, but I've been talking to some guys on some fucking coaching calls who are like trying to decide between Rangers and SEALs, and conventional SEALs, dude. Like that shit's rough, dude. Like you're not fucking deploying to war. Like if you did, like their train up is like 18 months long, and then they do 6-month deployments, and a lot of them deployed to like the South Pacific and fucking South America and like anywhere but the Middle East. So it was like super hard for them to get like actual in country, like actual Middle East experience, or like the chance to go to actual fucking war, like during the GWAT.
I mean, you gotta look like that's their fucking.
I mean, yeah,
You
it's
know.
their job is the fucking water, so it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me that they didn't get to go as much. But
You know, goddamn water and fucking that shit can't place.
yeah,
go, Joe. Go find a fucking tree. Where the fuck is there gonna be a goddamn tree?
Where's
dude?
the tree?
You know, I found out too. One of the dudes in the guard, one of the E6s over there in my company, he was over there the same time we were.
Oh yeah.
And you know, remember where like the PX and stuff was, and remember the fucking the tents, all the tent stuff. He was over there, and I was like asking him like whatever, blah blah blah, and yeah, he well, I'm not gonna go too in depth, but yeah, he knew exactly everything I was talking about. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, dude, that place fucking was hot as shit, bro. There was no goddamn it was dust every fucking where. And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, that's fucking. That was kind of crazy. He was there at the exact same time we were, but they were, you know, over in the tents area.
Fucking dude, I'm so glad we weren't in the tents there. I mean, we were there for a little bit. I don't think you were there, but it was like when we were leaving after you'd already left, and like we had to like live in the tents, the transient tents for a few days, and it was fucking asshole. School opportunities besides Ranger School and Regiment. Yeah. Like you can go to sniper school, you can go to fucking Master Breacher. Granted, a lot of the schools that you get the chance to go to don't really improve yourself, like don't really make you a better ranger. Like dive school, like you could go to dive school, like it's not hard to get a slot for dive school, but it's like we don't ever fucking dive. Like that's not a fucking core mission set. So it's like you could go to dive school and you could fucking do it and pass it and whatever. But it's like after dive school, you're never going to be fucking diving again unless you go to SF later on. So sniper school makes a little more sense because like you can learn a lot of shit, or you can go to the fucking sniper section in regiment. And then there's a ton of smaller others, like smaller schools that you don't hear much about. Like there's the counterterrorism driver course, there's the master breacher course, which makes a lot of sense for us. That's specifically regiment run. There's a few others. There's ARFR, which we run, which is Advanced Ranger First Responder, where you can learn fucking how to do blood transfusions, fucking cricothyrotomies, a bunch of really cool, a little bit more advanced medical shit. Still not to the level of Ranger Medic, but trying to think of what other schools.
Shooting courses too. I mean,
The Ranger Shooter Leader course, which again is more like an in-house school. It's hard to get like a free fall slot if you're not like RRC, but yeah. All right, dude, we keep getting hit with questions. I'm trying to fucking. All right, Josh Nix, your last question. It might be a dumb question. We'll get to you in a second here. We're gonna answer all the questions prior to you, and then we're gonna fucking bullshit for a little bit and then fucking end it because it's been 3 hours. William Ellenberger, how do I tell my parents that I want to go to enlist versus college? Once you're 18, they can't really tell you what to do, my guy. So just fucking do it. Like my parents thought I was going to serve in more of a mission until I brought the recruiter home. And I was like, hey, I'm joining the army, like I've been saying for the past fucking couple years. But they understood at that point. So
I'll tell you how to
fucking
do it. Say you're gonna go in the military and you're doing it so that way you can get free college. So after you can go to college, and then you go to the military, and whether you stay in for 20 or you get out after 4 years, at that point you'll be fucking 22, 23, and then you have money and you'll probably have a place to live, and then you can tell them just kick rocks. And at that point, they probably won't give a shit because they're gonna be so proud of you and tell you how much they love you and thank you for your service. Because I went to college and then I dropped out and went to the military the next week. I went and enlisted and my parents didn't say shit. So
Yep.
Your parents are going to be supportive.
They'll be supportive. Yeah, they want you to go to college, but again, you could do college after the army, or you do it while you're in too. Like that's an option. Duke Adams' opinion on recon. I'm assuming he's talking about force recon in the Marines. I feel like that they're underutilized, honestly. Like they have a lot of really cool capabilities. There's a book by, I don't remember his fucking name, but there's a force recon guy that's like written a couple books. Force recon's cool, but again, they don't get fucking used because they didn't sell themselves as well during the fucking GWAT. Like, yeah, they got used in Iraq a lot. But after Iraq, like they didn't really get used in Afghanistan, and the Rangers kind of cornered the market on fucking direct action raids. So, like, because I think it's probably because they're too generalized and they're almost, I don't want to say that they're try hard SEALs, but that's kind of what I get the vibe from is like they want to be SEALs, but they're in the Marine Corps. Instead of just focusing on one thing within the Marines, like being really good at, a certain skill set or a certain mission set, they kind of just tried to be, jack of all trades, but they weren't as good as the SEALs who were also jack of all trades. So they didn't get really utilized as much as they could have. And they also don't get the funding like regiment does. So that kind of limits them in terms of like equipment and, amount of training that they can do as far as like shooting and other, other big training events like that, to where, yeah, again, they don't get utilized as much because they don't get as much love from, special operations commander like JSOC. Like it's not a fucking classified secret now because it's been out in a few books, but Rangers 75th is part of JSOC. So like, we're going to get a little bit more fucking care than the fucking Force Recon Marines. As far as MARSOC goes, like MARSOC's a different story. I don't know a whole lot. I didn't really ever work with them. Joe never really worked with them either. I did have a Marine recruiter, try to get me to go recon. But I learned that those contracts aren't as promised. Like you can, you'll go recon, but they'll try and sign you up with some other shit. Will Troop, did you all use your own medics from the Army, or did you all use PJs? No, we have our own in-house medics, Will, and they're the best in the world. Dude, Red Horse is asking some fucking wild shit. Most people fail rap week. I'm curious, what was more difficult? Are you reading this shit?
I read the last sentence. Yeah.
I feel like learning a language would be difficult. What the fuck, dude? No one's learning a language in rap week, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Duke, yes, we get high speed gear. We're getting fucking cries. We're getting fucking cry kits, high kit helmets, fucking Peltors, PVS 31 alphas, all the good shit. Red Horse, what is the most weight you had to carry? My heaviest ruck and ranger school is probably over 100 pounds. As far as like an actual ranger mission, I wasn't carrying kit, gun, water, ammo, special equipment. Probably nothing more than 70, I would say, and that might be pushing it. And then last question, we're going to answer Joe or Josh Nix again. Does OSIT give you enough time to get your 5 mile time down quite a bit? I just want to send it, but my 5 mile time isn't where I want it to be yet. If you can pass the 5 mile, if you can beat it under 40 minutes, you'll be fine. I went into fucking OSIT and my best 5 mile time was like, I think 36 minutes before I joined. Might have been 34. But we'll say 36 just to fucking err on the side of caution. As long as you can pass the 5 mile, as long as you can pass it under 40 minutes, you'll be fine. Like, don't fucking get in your head about it, because you're going to get plenty of running experience in OSIT and in a little bit in pre-RASP, and you'll be good. But all right, I'm going to keep my word. That was the last question we're going to answer. So fucking, we're going to miss you, Joe. We're not going to get to do another one of these for a while.
What do you mean? It's literally gonna be a month from now.
It's going to be a month, dude.
Yeah.
We'll get the full JRTC report. That'll be fun.
Oh, dude. Fucking talk about that shit for 3 hours when I get back.
We'll just be like, all right, Joe, tell us about JRTC, and you'll just go.
I'll be like, all right, pull up my piece of paper. All right, here's my notes. All right, here's what
Here's my notes. Here's what I was gonna bitch about. Here's what I took fucking notes. It'll be a Right in the Rain notebook, and you're just gonna be taking notes all of JRTC about. Oh, I can't wait to fucking tell fucking the podcast about this shit. These fucking idiots.
Yeah, dude. But hey, this is gonna be my last training event ever in the entire military.
Really?
And it just hit today. As of 4 minutes ago, I have 1 year left. Oh yeah, dude.
Let's go.
Yeah.
1 year left. Wait, how is it gonna be your last training event then?
Because the next couple of like drills are gonna be like admin shit.
Okay.
At the armory. And then they're going to go do like pre-deployment stuff at the beginning of next year, and then deployment. So I'll just be like kind of RD bullshit.
Okay.
So
yeah, you'll still probably have to do some fucking bullshit live fire or something. If I was to bet.
Fuck no.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna have to you have to do like a squad live fire probably before, or like after they're gone, they'll be like it'll be your last training event, like in 10 months from now. You'll be like, we're doing squad live fire, and you're gonna be in charge of planning it with a fucking PL. You'll be a fucking acting platoon sergeant, and you'll have to plan it, and then you'll have to run it.
Fuck no, I'm gonna say I'm getting out. This is my last fucking second to last day in the military. Piss off. What are you gonna do?
No, you got to do it.
Yo, I'm gonna say, what are you gonna do?
What do you do? Kick me out of the army?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Kick me out of the guard? People are AWOL and still in the guard. You still keep them on the list?
Yeah.
I'll leave right fucking now, bitch. Oh, fuck you.
Dude, fucking. Yeah. I'm sad Shumate didn't get on him. He kind of goes in the group chat.
It's all right. Give the people what they want. They want him. They don't care about him.
Damn. Just fucking throw him under the bus, huh?
I mean, based off the views from our single alone podcast compared to his, I mean,
Oh, if we're the just the individual ones, the first ones we did.
yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know what you want.
I mean, let me pull it up right now. Let's see. Content in the YouTube studio. Joe, your podcast has 1,771 views. Shoemates has 1,068. So,
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I guess you're right. He was the first one, though. He was the first guest. No, he wasn't the first guest. I had Cameron McFath from 275 on. He was the first guest.
You know what I'm surprised about
What's up?
with these live streams is how people will like actually like. I wonder if there's any people. I'm sure there is, but like people that literally click on it when we go live and sit there for 3 hours and listen to us talk out of our
Dude.
fucking asses.
Hey, respect, dude. If you fucking stuck it out this whole time, you're a fucking legend because half
Or
of
even
this
like
shit,
an hour. Like
an hour of listening to us, dude. What? That's
Okay.
crazy. I love it.
Want to listen to us fucking talk?
Well, you know, it'll be fun is once I move out, like in the next month or so, is I'm gonna set up my own fucking actual like legit studio and like have like nice cameras versus just the fucking webcam on my Mac or my phone, and like have good cameras and like multiple angles and like an actual table and like more mics, and then do like in-person shit.
Dude, well, maybe you'll have to plan on. I'll fucking have to come out, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Is like once I have that set up, it's like you're gonna have to plan a trip out and we'll fucking do it in person because that'll be more fun. We'll just fucking beat each other up on fucking stream and shit.
Isaac said he's been here for like 2 hours, dude. What the fuck,
Isaac,
bro?
respect, dude. You're fucking
Isaac,
homie.
you're fucking weird. You're creeping me out, man.
You're really
fucking-
kind of freaking me out, Isaac.
2 hours listening to us. You know what we should do, bro?
What's
One
up?
of the times is we should fucking do a really late one, like start now at like midnight and do an ASMR one where we all just whisper the entire time so people can listen to falling asleep.
Here, let me practice. Get that fucking gun up, bitch.
Wake the fuck up, Ranger. You gotta
Ranger, what the fuck are you doing? 75th Ranger at ASMR.
Dude, we should make do like a live stream for like 3 hours. That way, I don't have to fall asleep to Halloween anymore, and I can just fall asleep to our podcast.
to me
ASMR.
talking to you. Elevate your fucking feet. You haven't been to mountains. Hang from the cage.
Oh god. That's what I'm saying, dude. People are listening to this and we're fucking weird. We're creepy.
People like it, dude. People dig it.
Yes, I guess.
No, but the in-person ones will be real fun. Like with a fucking cool table, fucking Danger Ranger neon sign. I'll probably get one sooner than later. Replace the flag. Danger Ranger neon sign, fucking, you know, soundboards on the walls, better mic setup. I want a soundboard, dude. Fucking soundboard for fucking, and we'll just program with a bunch of fucking shit.
God.
We'll have one. We'll have one. We'll have the Joe buttons. I literally came out of Jesus's cock.
Oh,
what's the other
wait.
one? Hey,
If
I'm with you. If I ain't,
then
fuck
fuck
it.
it. We've got ASMR now. What about foot pics? All right, listen, I'm gonna tell you all right now. You guys don't want to see my fucking
Dude.
feet. I actually have an appointment tomorrow to go get a fucking ingrown removed on my
Dude, who wants
toenail
foot
that
pics?
fell off.
There you go. I want my fucking tip now. Fucking super chat this shit, dude. There you go. Better fucking
Dude,
pay me for that synthetic person.
Yeah, you guys don't want to see my feet. I had a bunch of plantar warts that I got from school. I had to get rid
That's
of.
disgusting.
And then I had to get an ingrown removed, got it removed, and then I dropped fucking 345 pounds on my toe. The toe was black for like 5 months. It fell off. It grew
Oh, that's
back.
right.
Now I have another ingrown that I had to go get removed tomorrow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It's yeah, it grew back in shitty, and I gotta get it. I'm getting it removed before fucking I go fucking walking boots for a fucking month.
Shit, dude. I remember when you dropped it. That was like in the first live podcast we did.
MK is still convinced that I broke it, and I literally was like, "It wasn't fucking broken," and she's like, "Yeah, it was," and I was like, "Are you me?" No, I was like, I literally fucking went back, deadlifted the weight. I literally did the entire ACFT, ran on it for 2 miles, and I was perfectly fine. Yeah, it fucking hurt, but like it was fine. I was like, I know what a break feels like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tip, don't drop 345 foot. Yeah, I fucking know. I was using the goddamn hex bar, and it was outside, and we were doing the fucking deadlift.
Wait, how did that happen again?
We were doing the fucking deadlift in the grass, and it was pouring rain, and so I had the hex bar, and I grabbed it, and it literally was soaked in water, so my hands just fucking slipped and went completely back to the back end of it, and then fucking the front of the hex bar, the metal part, tilted like this, and I lost the grip, and that fucking front part of that bar went straight on my fucking left toe from my top position. Yeah.
I still don't know how that would have fucking hurt. I'm trying to picture it because.
So you know the hex bar, how it's fucking hex, right?
Right. It was the front part of the bar, but I'm just trying to think how that would have been 345 pounds.
Because I had 345 pounds on.
I know, but like the fucking force at that part of the bar, how would that have been 345?
Well, I don't fucking know the math. I just dropped it on my fucking foot and it hurt.
He dropped it on his foot.
It probably didn't feel like if I'd actually dropped like a 345 pound dumbbell straight on it.
Right.
But it had, I mean, I was in the top position holding it up. So when I lost grip, I mean, it was probably from like a foot and a half up. And so I literally just completely with 345 pounds falling down on it, like it fucking smacked on my toe. So I don't know.
Interesting.
One of my toenails dug into my other toe, took off my shoe, wondering why it hurt, saw the blood and realized it was past time to cut nails. But blisters finally healed. Past time. Yeah, you can cut your nails, Red Horse. I usually get my own ingrowns, dude. I usually can pull them out. But yeah, this one I can't because like I don't even have half a nail. Like it's literally like half of it, the bottom part is a nail. The other top part is like just like calloused right now. And so I can't go all the way down. I mean, I could if I had a couple more fucking Trulies in me.
Let's see that on the stream, dude. Fucking set up for some little ingrown toenail surgery on YouTube.
Yeah.
I had an ingrown toenail in Ranger School in Derby phase. Like my left big toe was ingrown and they had to fucking like dig it out and shit.
Yeah. Fucking, let's see. Yeah, you can still kind of fucking.
Oh, we got the Joe pics.
Yeah, you can't really see. I had like.
Look at them little piggies.
3 right here. I had like 9 or 10 on my fucking bottom of my foot.
What, warts?
Yeah, I got them fucking frozen twice in the army. Didn't come off. And then I had to go see this podiatrist and we had to do multiple things of Beetlejuice extract. So he skins him down and then puts the Beetlejuice on. And then essentially like after about 2 days, bro, it literally feels like it's like turns into blisters and I have 9 blisters on the bottom of my feet. Bro, goddamn, walking on them hurt like a fucking ass. And it also, I had to do it like multiple times because it's hard to heal when I'm walking on it every fucking day, but
yeah.
So
gross, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about fucking feet now and fucking warts and shit.
Talking about fucking feet. You all a bunch of freaks. Bunch of freaks in the chat. Fucking viewership has dropped off significantly since we fucking started talking about it.
Okay. Hey, Josh. All right. Sorry about that, but
experience with general awards. Hey, dude. Rip, bro.
R.I.P.
Hey, dude. Fucking rub some cream on that shit, dude.
Get that taken care of.
Get that taken care of
before the fucking next podcast.
Hey, Josh, if you fucking don't have that shit fixed by, next month when we do another one of these, we're gonna have fucking problems, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, fucking soundboard, going back to the podcast studio, soundboard, good lighting, fucking nice mics, cool table, and then get in person, fucking fly you out, fly Shoemate out.
I don't know about Shimmy. Good luck with that.
Yeah,
Got
that's
two
true.
fucking
He's got
kids.
fucking kids. It'd have to be a quick trip for him. But we can make it happen, I think. I think we could convince him to come out because it'll be like in a few months. I think we can make it happen. In person, Danger Ranger After Dark live with the soundboard. What other shit would we have on the soundboard besides your fucking infamous quotes?
We definitely would have some type of fucking Viking music for you. That'd
Oh,
be the
dude,
entrance.
fucking
That'd be the
Hylon.
entrance. We just had some Viking.
We have Wasp. Wasp is the fucking intro for the main part of the podcast. So we'd keep that probably, but
You probably have a classic. Oh. You would just fucking keep repeating the
oh, dude, no. The fucking who out here fucking.
Yes. Who out here fucking?
Oh, I'm trying to think of the other fucking. There's another Shoemate quote. It was good. I don't remember it. It was in the same vein though. Dude, I gotta fucking. I have both of the videos of the rap battle. I need to put those up, or we need to figure out a way to fucking splice them in during the live stream for people to actually give opinions on.
You have the video of me singing it too?
Yeah, I have both. I have both you shoot and your fucking verses.
Oh, where? I only have the one of Shimei.
I'll find the one I use and send it. I just saw it on my phone recently, so
Nice.
we'll put them up and then we'll do a live fucking poll or some shit.
Fuck yeah.
All right, it's fucking almost been 4 hours, dude. We gotta fucking let these people go to sleep.
Yeah. I got a fucking toe appointment in 12 hours.
Damn it. Fucking toes, dude.
Fuck yeah.
All right, gentlemen, thanks for fucking tuning in. We'll fucking catch y'all when Joe gets back from JRTC. Maybe we'll do one in the middle with just me and Shoemate, just to mix it up. Me and Shoemate, or maybe just me and fucking Kikizi, or I don't know. We'll see what happens, but we'll hear from Joe again when he comes back from fucking Louisiana, getting fucking his ass ate by the box witch.
That's right.
Dude, watch out for the box witch, dude. There's some fucking spooky stories about that shit down in JRTC.
Dude, I hope a fucking skinwalker takes
Dude,
me.
I hope you come back with some fucking funny ass stories, because that would be good.
I'm sure I fucking will, dude.
Fuck yeah. All right, gentlemen. Catch y'all later.